those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors. It's time to take a few moments from your busy day, unwind, and be inspired as you listen to the insights of empowerment psychic Hallie Elise, a top 100 psychic, speaker, and author. Be sure to contact Hallie Elise at HallieElise.com. And now, The Hallie Elise Show.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in today. It's so hot here in South Florida. I swear I'm running away. I have a friend who just got back from Alaska, and she had all these blankets and jackets and boots. And I'm thinking, oh, how nice would that be right now? Because no matter how much you cool off, you don't seem to cool off. So if you're someplace else other than South Florida and you're enjoying some cool weather, yay, send some my way. Anyways, you know, I was just thinking about how people communicate, and I've been having a lot of conversations lately with different friends and their viewpoints, both male and female. And then I had someone on Facebook who I'm friends with, more, we'll say a virtual friend than a real-time friend, very nice gent, send me a video. It was interesting. It was about when you run into your ex. The guy and the gal bumped into each other on the street. They did their obligatory hellos, what have you, how are you? They hugged, they walked away. Then they each called a friend. Unbeknownst to them, it was the same friend. And the girl said, well, he was polite, but you could tell he must really be in love with this other person because, you know, he didn't say anything to me about anything really. And he says to the friend, I'm still in love with her, but you could tell she really wasn't interested. Anyways, it goes on to show that so often what is in our head, we assume that the other person knows, and they do not. So if you want something more from a relationship, and obviously with an ex, it's a different type of situation. But if you are in a relationship, communication is really very important. You want to be able to say what's on your mind. And there are ways of saying things without being offensive, without asking for more than the other person can give or is willing to listen to. I really believe it has to do with being respectful. And this way, you're able to communicate, be able to have them hear what you want them to hear, without there being a conflict. And you don't walk away feeling as if you should have. You should have said this, that, or the other. It's more a matter of it's said, it's out there. I think, too, a lot of times people are concerned about their consequences. But if I open myself up, if I say how I really feel, what if the other person doesn't feel that way? Wouldn't you rather know? Isn't it better to know where you stand? Isn't it better to be able to get it off your chest and not wonder? The other thing here is, in today's world, and I've mentioned this many times because it seems to be my pet peeve, we do so much with electronics, with text messages, with video chats, with emails, you name it. What happened to one-on-one connections, talking? Of a gal who was dating a gent for over a year. They may have had all of 4 phone conversations. Yes, they had real-time exchange, though the majority of their conversation was in text. Got to tell you, can't do that. When I'm communicating with somebody, I've got to do it in person. Yes, the text for me is great. Listen, I'm running late, or I can't get through on the phone, so I'm sending you this message, or my computer's down as usual. That's another story. So I'm sending a message. Though whenever possible, really and truly, I would prefer to have a real-time, real in-person conversation. Think about it this way. When you add a little emoji, that's helpful, but it really does not clearly articulate what it is that you are feeling. There's always an assumption. So perhaps somebody says something to the effect of, it would be nice if we could get together. And they put a little smiley face. Well, what exactly does that mean? Does that mean they're looking for something sweet, as in a sweet romantic encounter? Or does that mean you want to go for lunch? I mean, truly, that little emoji doesn't really help in that situation. Unless, of course, you put a little smiley face and you put a cup of coffee and who else knows, a couple of different things. Bottom line is, give some thought to communicating in person directly. If you're not able to be face-to-face, that's okay. But be okay with having a conversation, not just putting it all in electronics. There is something to be said about really connecting with someone. All right, all that said, I know we have a couple of callers waiting on the line. We have Lisa. Are you there, Lisa?
Yes.
Hi, how are you today?
Good. How are you?
Good, thank you. Did you have a
Great.
specific question you'd like to ask?
No, whatever you're picking up.
Okay, let's see here. I get move, but I'm not getting move as in residence. To me, it feels more a matter of activity, as in the need to pay attention to what your movement is doing. Okay, let me see if I can clarify this a little bit more, because it's more of a sensation than it is actual words. I guess the best way that I could explain this would be to say that the overall impression is right now in your life, it seems as if you are on the go, and yet it's not being as productive as perhaps you'd like it to be. So I would like to make a suggestion here. Instead of just doing, think in terms of either that morning when you wake up or before you go to bed at night. What really is going to make me happiest, and what is going to be the most, or have the most auspicious outcome? What is it that I can do that really is going to make me feel good about my activity? Because I just get this sense of being drained and yet running and doing constantly. Especially this time of the year, it's supposed to be a little bit more peaceful, a little bit more relaxing, and I don't really get that. I do get, though, there's a trip coming up. I don't know if this is the very end of summer or beginning of fall, but it feels like right around that time frame. And even with that, on the precipice there, it feels that there's this whole, I don't know if I can get to it. So perhaps give yourself a little break and think in terms of, how can I make my day have more ease? How can I be productive yet be, I'm going to say, peaceful within myself, or, if you will, nurture myself while I'm being productive. Think less doing and more being. I know that sounds like, okay, a little yogi talking here, but really that's the feeling, that you need to spend a little bit more time with you. Even though I do get that you make valid attempts to have that quiet time, you're going to actually have to start scheduling time in for yourself that's separate from running. And when you're running, you really need to start asking, is this the best use of my time right now? Because I feel like it's pushing you into overwhelm.
Okay.
Okay. The other thing that comes up is finances. And we're in, July, August, September, October. So I'm going to say second week of October from the way this feels. So roughly around the 10th, 11th, maybe 12th. But it feels as if there's a shift financially for you, a positive shift, just so that you know. But it feels like it's the second week of October.
Okay.
All right.
Great.
I thank you for calling in. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. All right. We have another lady on the phone, Rosie. Hi, Rosie.
Hi, I'm a grandma. He's here.
Very nice. Congratulations.
Yes, I'm so high from that right now. I just got to hold him. I'm at the hospital. He's so beautiful.
Aw, that's lovely.
Yes, just solidifies that I'm moving here in the fall, and that's it. It just has to happen.
Perfect.
Anyway, let me stop giggling about that. Sorry.
No worries.
It's interesting what you opened up with, because I would love to focus on my relationship. And we did actually, most of our relationship was over the phone. Most of it was. I don't know. He seems really confused, which means I'm not sure which way to go with him. Part of me wants to be guarded and pull away, and the other part of me is like, no, love him and just be in the experience. I would love to know what you see for us, and or if you could help me understand what's his deal right now. We've been apart 2 weeks now because I'm in Georgia with my babies, so I'm nervous about going back. I'm not sure how he is or...
Okay, so the overall impression here is, I'm going to use the words clouded thinking, and that in part is fear-based from previous relationship, but there's more having to do with substance abuse.
Oh, yeah, he is an alcoholic.
If he were to get himself a little bit more together in respect to that, you two would have a great relationship. But you must know that you cannot be the one to make that happen. He has to choose that.
No, he has to want to.
Right.
Yeah.
And that being said...
he smokes a pack a day and he drinks every day.
Okay. That being said, I'm looking at where July, August, September, October, November, December, I'm going to say January. Within this next 5 months, I get the sense that you're going to make a determination. It's not going to be what he decides, it's going to be what you decide. And even though I get there being a heart-to-heart connection with this individual,
Yeah.
sadly, I see at that point you saying, you know what, it's too much work.
January, I was planning on moving either October, November back to Georgia because I'm living in Missouri until that fair is over. Was my plan.
Okay, well, all I know is I know within 5 months, and within for me means it could be as soon as tomorrow, usually unlikely, but it shouldn't be any longer than that 5-month period. But I do get a determination being made, and as I said, I really feel like it has more to do with his substance use, and I'm going to say abuse because it just feels like it's more than just a casual drink, and that is creating more upset than anything else in the relationship. Now, you can sit down and have a conversation and open it up and say, you know what, I would really love to move forward. You know, what are you willing to commit to? And when I say commit, I don't mean as in commit to relationship, but commit to helping yourself, commit to making a change for you. In other words, directed at him.
So you see the connection from him being sincere with me. It's more the alcohol that's in our way right now?
Correct.
It's like I got there, and 2 weeks after I got there, he decided he didn't want to have a relationship. I'm like, what the hell am I doing here then? What did I be brave and face my fears and
the
move
words,
here for?
keep in mind the words that I use. Clouded thinking, cloudy thinking. That's the feel here, and I feel like it really has to do with abuse. You have to determine how much of that can you deal with. And my overall impression is within 5 months, you will be very clear on that determination. In the meantime, enjoy your baby. I mean, it's really lovely to be a grandma. And my feel, too, is when you're living close by to your child, to your grandchild, you're going to be very happy. You're going to be really feeling as if you are in the right place at the right time. Patience is a part of what needs to be looked at in this moment. And I'm going to just simply say, do what you can do to communicate, but understand that you cannot change somebody's internal program unless they're willing to do so. All right?
All right.
Thanks so much for calling. Have a beautiful day.
Thank you. You too, honey. Bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with the Hallie Elise Show. This is your empowerment psychic, Hallie Elise, one of the top 100 psychics in America. For over 30 years, I have offered psychic readings, programs, spiritual guidance, and other life skill techniques. As our lives have become more complicated, we often reach for answers. Who are we? Where are we headed? Are we pointed in the right direction? In addition, we often are concerned for our loved ones. I have helped thousands of people navigate their life circumstances through different modalities of spiritual and intuitive guidance. Call me at 561-755-2166 and allow me to further explain how I may assist you in clearing the path of yesterday so today and tomorrow will be a success. Call me at 561-755-2166 or visit my site, HalleyElise.com. That's HalleyElise.com.
Journey with Gaia Retreat in Mount Shasta, August 19th through the 25th. A transforming and magical experience with Catherine Lorenzini. Embrace the energies of Mount Shasta and the portals of the root chakra. Channeling ascending masters, energy vortexes, sacred sites, crystal bowl healings, vision quests, and so much more. Visit JourneyWithGaia.com for more information. That's JourneyWithGaia, GAIA.com. You have been listening to a Top 100 Psychic, Hallie Elise, your connection to all things spiritual, psychic, and empowering. For a private session, call 561-755-2166. Now, back to the Hallie Elise Show and your empowerment psychic, Hallie Elise.
Hello, welcome back. Prior to the break, we were talking a little bit about relationships, and in earnest, it's my opinion. And obviously, everybody has their own opinion, so I will not be offended if you're thinking, oh, you know, ridiculous, you're old-fashioned. You can have a relationship by text messaging. That's okay. That's totally up to you. But truly, my heart says, if you want to create a strong bond with someone, you do have to make the time to connect with a voice, with a person. It's very difficult to have a long-term, warm, sweet, loving relationship if all you're doing is texting. So just something to keep in mind. We have a caller on the line. I believe it's Elena. Hi, Elena. How are you?
Hi. Oh, can I write it down?
Okay. Yeah, it's hard to hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi. I'd like to know how you see the state of my...
I'm sorry, honey. I'm having a really hard time hearing you. Is the radio still on in the background?
Oh, okay. No. I'm sorry. I hit the mute button by mistake.
Okay, no worries.
How you see my health?
Okay. I will preface with I am not a physician. I have no medical training. Ultimately, you have to defer to your own judgment and to a professional. But that being said, I can tell you that I sense things energetically. I sense them sensory-wise. I have awarenesses. I get a very mixed feel here. I'll be very honest. I feel as if the past couple of years, it's been the way it feels to me as if there's been a pull. It seems as if you start to get a hold of things and then something slips or something changes and then you have to readjust. And yet, to me, feels as if the last several months, there's been, I'll say, more control and yet fear. Fear of what's going to happen next, what's going to show up next. And I always, how can I preface this? I'm going to preface it by saying, for me, I always look at a situation that no matter what it is, if you're sitting in a state of fear of something coming back, if you're sitting in a state of fear of there being an ongoing situation versus sitting in a place of peace, you can actually exacerbate what's going on. Even the medical school journals have shown us that when we're in fear, when we're stressed, we always exacerbate situations. All that being said, if you were able to work more on your, I'll say, emotional calm, emotional harmony, you'll find that over the next, I'll say, 6-7 months here, that overall wellness is going to be better than it's been in, I'm going to say, 5 years.
Oh, sounds good.
So you're moving in the right direction, but you really have to get your head clear, honey. You can't do this waffle, because I feel like you have moments where you're like, yes, I'm doing it. I'm making it happen. And then you shift and you go back into that place of, but I haven't seen results fast enough, or it's only a little bit. Try to take that out of your thinking. Or if it comes through, acknowledge, okay, this is what I'm seeing, what I'm feeling in this moment. And yet I can let it go because my focus is on something better. My focus is on healing. My focus is on creating what I want, not what I don't want. That makes sense?
Yes, I get it. Yeah.
Okay, but just know the next 6-7 months here are, I'll say, very critical for finishing that transformative start that you began with so that you can really enjoy your world and really create the wellness that you want at the level you want. And I am going to say as well, look at your hands. I feel like they tell you when things are off. I don't know why that is, but I get the sense of you're able to determine what's happening. Excuse me. Oh, goodness. I was going to sneeze.
Really? By looking at my hands?
Look at your hands. And I know that sounds really funny, but I get the feeling that specifically when you don't have enough hydration, when things are just about ready to turn where there's discomfort, you're going to be able to recognize it in your hand. I guess the best way to suggest that you notice this is when you're having an off day, take note of your hands. When you're having a good day, take note, because I feel like there's an indicator. There's something I get with, we'll say, the tone of your hands or the, again, hydration, moisture within the system itself showing up in your hands. And that's a peculiar thing for me to say, but I don't know how else to explain this.
Yeah. All right.
All right. But,
I'll do that. I'll keep an eye on that.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much for calling.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Take care. Bye-bye. Okay, let's see here. I'm trying to read a name on the screen. I think it says Karen. I don't know. And this is sad. I have contacts in. Okay, so I'm reading. Hi, Hallie. What do you see for me coming? Thank you. The person who wrote this, I'd love to be able to concentrate on your name, but I guess I'll just concentrate on the question. Okay. what I get coming is actually very quick. I feel like you're stepping into a brand new cycle within the next, I'll say, 8 weeks here. A lot of things coming up for you. And I'm going to say take everything with a grain of salt, because you're going to find that a lot of things pop up where you go, are you kidding me? Just know that you're going to be able to circumvent that. Things are going to be fine. It's more a matter of understanding that it's a cycle you're stepping into. And like I said, it's roughly 8 weeks from now. I feel like it'll last till November, December. But if you can look at everything that pops up and say, okay, well, one more thing, and just kind of smile about it, again, you'll be able to circumvent what shows up. And I do feel like when it comes to family specifically, there are some things that are going to be more grounded, more settled, more, if you will, connected during this little crazy cycle. So that was in answer to someone who posted something on Facebook. It just showed up on the screen in case those of you listening and not watching are wondering, oh, what's that about? And I believe we have Lisa on the line. Hi, Lisa. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Did you have a specific question today?
Lots going on. Constantly feel like I've been tested the last 6 months. Just curious to see what the upcoming brings.
Okay. You are definitely somebody who pretends to put on a very good, brave face on the outside world, and you show everybody how strong you are, and the truth is you're mush. And it's okay to be mush, by the way. Mush is good.
Okay.
It means you're compassionate. It means that you're sensitive to others. By the same token, I also get the sense that you are constantly overthinking. It's really important for you to be able to say, okay, where am I now? And I don't mean to be facetious, but really get present. When you wake up and your mind starts going all over the place, you need to kind of stop and just breathe and say, where am I in this moment? I'm sitting in the chair or I'm standing in the kitchen, but really get present and say, what control do I have over this moment? And check in with yourself. Now, I know this sounds almost too easy, but my sense of things is you let your mind run away with you, and it complicates things. And I'm not saying you specifically as far as complicating, because anybody who has this type of personality like you do, who is very bright and wants everything done correctly and doesn't feel like there's ever enough time and feels like they put in all this effort and yet everything's being thrown back at them and it's blowing up in their face and then they're emotional. This is what I'm saying. This is kind of where you are. If you're able to just stop, actually stop the moment and be conscious of where you are, you will find that you have a lot more control over what's going on. Now, I'm not saying change your personality. I don't mean it that way. I do mean, though, recognize when you start to put yourself into a tailspin, because this has been going on since you were a little kid. You seem, there are times where you seem to do better, and then you kind of fall back into that pattern. So it's this like little roller coaster. You're kind of going up, and everything's cool, and something happens, throws you off, and you're back in that little dip again, where you kind of stay there for a while because, again, that mind just keeps going and going and going. You have to
clear up anytime soon.
Well, I'm going to make a little suggestion here. In whatever room you spend the most time, I don't care if it's bathroom, bedroom, kitchen, dining room, living room, whatever, put up a little note. Could be a sticky, could be a pretty sign, whatever you're comfortable with, that says, I am the master of my mind. So that you have a little reminder to stop. If you can I'm trying to put this so this will make more sense. It is not, I'll put it like this. It is not as difficult as you think to make a turn so that you can have what you want. The reason that you haven't done it yet is because there's this belief system, well, this is just how it is. That's the part of what's going on with you right now that needs to stop. And if you can, again, do a sticky or say a mantra, whatever you're comfortable with. If you want, use it as an affirmation that you are the master of your mind. You will actually shift what's going on in your head. Because it's really easy for me to say, listen, be attentive in this moment and take control. And you may do it once or twice and then totally forget about it because it's really not how you've been doing things. And yet, what's really funny about this is you see for other people so clearly when they're in this state. When they're doing what you do, you catch them on it.
Right.
And you're able to say to them, oh, listen, do it this way, and you're able to help them. Yet you don't seem to catch it for yourself. So this is what I'm saying. Put something in front of you, something visual that reminds you. If you don't want to use words, come up with a picture of some sort that shows you that you are in control of you. That all being said, energetically, cycle-wise, this year is more a matter of proving to yourself that you can have what you want versus that you can't, even though that's where the thought pattern has been. And you've got, I'm going to say, roughly 3 months to finish up a little, we'll say, weirdness going on around you. I feel like, and I don't do astrology, but it's more a matter of pull that I sense. But I feel like whenever the Mercury thing takes place, Mercury retrograde, it seems to really affect you more as far as your patterns than it is, we'll say, electronics or communication. And I believe we're just going back into that Mercury retrograde. So I'm going to say for the next 3 months here, really be as attentive as you can to where your thoughts are going. Now, that doesn't mean sit there and figure out every single thought and you say, oh, why am I thinking this? That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying be more conscious so that you realize you do have more control. But for this 3-month period, it's going to be a little bit more challenging than normal. Once you're done with that, then I get you going into, I'm going to say, a 2.5 year cycle of a lot of things just showing up. To me, it's a sense of abundance. It's a sense of being in a space of gratitude. I get also a trip having to do with going north, and I feel like it's west. And that, to me, is going to be very joyous for you. There are a lot of good things coming. As I said, do your best to grasp what's taking place within inside of you, and you're going to find that you speed up your good. All right?
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Have a beautiful day.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Okay, let's see here. I see, oh yes, please, what do you see coming? You're always on point. I believe it says Rebecca, if I'm seeing that correctly. And again, if you're listening in going, what is she talking about? I'm looking at the screen from Facebook. We have a couple of people writing in and then big winnings in the future. Okay, so let me go back to Rebecca so I stay on point here. I get stillness, Rebecca. I really do. I get the sense of just things slowing down for the moment, which seems really queer in the sense that here it's summertime. Usually everybody's busy doing all sorts of extra things. And even when you live local, it's kind of, hey, time to go. But I get a still period coming in. And I feel as if it's going to be roughly, I'll say a month and a half. So July, figure August, September, it just seems as if things slow down. Don't misconstrue this for, oh my gosh, things are going bad. That's not it. I just get, for instance, instead of having 20 calls a day, it may only be 3 or 4 calls. As far as travel, instead of running here, there, and everywhere, it may just be hanging out with the horses or playing with the dogs or this type of thing. I just get it being, I'll say, closer to home, closer to the breast, stillness for the next month and a half. And I feel like it's connected to somebody that you care about deeply. And there's a sense of gaining more closeness there with that person. So that's what I get as far as that goes. And you're very welcome. And very quick, as far as homie, as far as money and all of that, I feel like November, I know that's so far off, but I feel like November is going to be a really good month for you. So don't go crazy right now, but start focusing your intuition on numbers, on where to go, all that good stuff as far as your little gamble thing for November. We're going to take a quick break and we'll return with the Hallie Elise Show. Thank you.
Journey with Gaia Retreat in Mount Shasta, August 19th through the 25th. A transforming and magical experience with Catherine Lorenzini. Embrace the energies of Mount Shasta and the portals of the root chakra. Channeling ascending masters, energy vortexes, sacred sites, crystal bowl healings, vision quests, and so much more. Visit JourneyWithGaia.com for more information. That's JourneyWithGaia, GAIA.com.
Hi, it's Hallie Elise, your empowerment psychic, and it's time to take a few moments from your busy day, unwind, and be inspired as you listen to Insights. I am a top 100 psychic, speaker, and author, and I invite you to join me Tuesdays, noontime on WNN Radio. I look forward to speaking with you.
You have been listening to a Top 100 Psychic, Hallie Elise, your connection to all things spiritual, psychic, and empowering. For a private session, call 561-755-2166. Now, back to the Hallie Elise Show and your empowerment psychic, Hallie Elise.
Welcome back. For those of you who are watching on Facebook Live, whether you are on AMP2 TV production or you're on the Hallie Elise radio show page, just know that you can type in a message and I'll do my best to answer it. I'm monitoring a couple of screens here at this station. One has to do with our callers. The other one has to do with you folks that are typing in information. I do want to also reiterate, in case you're not sure, WNN is on 1470 AM as well as 95.3 FM. If you are traveling and you feel like you don't want to miss the show on Tuesdays here, then be sure to download the WNN radio station app in the App Store. So there's lots of different ways you can interact. You can do it the computer. You can do the Facebook. Well, obviously, that could be computer or other devices. If you have a tablet or what have you, you can call in. You can listen live on the radio. Multiple ways of interconnecting. And I'm always happy to take your call or your questions. We have another caller on the line. Bianca, how are you?
Hi, Hallie. I have a question.
Okay, go for it.
All right. I don't know if it's too specific, but my parents, they're starting a new business, and it's a huge risk for them. And I'm wondering, like, what you see for this new business that they're starting.
It's really funny that you say it's a risk because I feel like they're full in. I get them being heart-based with this. I get them being excited. I get them feeling as if this is what they want to do to transform their world.
Definitely, yeah.
Okay. That all being said, anytime you start a new venture, obviously it's a risk. But the overall impression here is because they are so enthusiastic and so motivated, this is going to fly. It's just not going to be as easy as specifically your mom would hope. I feel like she's the one who's like, oh no, it's all set in motion. It's all going to just click. Everything is good. We're going. And that's all good. But she really has to remember to dot the I's, cross the T's. There is still that physical work that needs to be involved. And I know that she has an awareness of that, but I just feel like it's all bubbly for her. It's going to fly. It's just not going to happen in a month, and they need to recognize that. They need to realize that the money that they're putting in, the time, the fact that they're walking away from other things to make this happen, they shouldn't panic. They need to realize that it is simply a matter of time, but they also need to realize they have other resources around them that they're not tapping into. They seem to be very laser focused on how this is supposed to be done, and they need to recognize that they do have people in their life that can answer questions for them.
From the Club Raymond Motor Cars studio, you're listening to 1230 WBZT, an iHeartRadio station.
The thoughts and opinions expressed are those of the sponsors and don't necessarily reflect those of this station or iHeartMedia. The home of the Rainbow Bagel, My Delicious Deli brings you home cooking with a Remember When deli dining experience. Located in central Boca Raton, My Delicious Deli prepares all of their food with the freshest of ingredients, cooked to order. From a light nosh and soups to omelets and full entrees, choose from low-fat and gluten-free, or indulge in one of My Delicious Deli's signature deli sandwiches. Bring your family and friends to dine in and take out. Open 7 days a week for breakfast, lunch, and dinner to go, or for all of your catering needs. Visit them at mydeliciousdeli.com or call them at 561-393-3287. There's something for everyone at My Delicious Deli, 7036 West Palmetto Road in Boca Raton, 561-393-3287. Well, Well, it's noontime, and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. The team is ready to serve you a huge portion of fun for lunch. So let's break open the lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought. Take a seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy the humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of feel-good and happy soup to help your day go by easier and enjoy your break with others around you. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or dream making. It's the feel-good food you need to help that bagel go down nice and smoothly. If you have a story to share, anything that happened at work or play, a movie review, a restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll-free 1-800-889-0267 right now. So sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe and let Dawn and Freddie S. get your happy juices flowing.
Pretty as a midsummer's morn, they called her Dawn.
This was called Dawn Go Away, but I'm going to say Dawn Don't Go Away. It seems like just yesterday the boys asked me to play this song. And here it goes. You're gone, babies.
And good afternoon, South Florida. Welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We'll say hi to all our friends in New York, Atlanta, Boston, Chicago, LA, San Francisco, and soon to be someday in Fairy Land, Hawaii.
And today we are in North Carolina.
And we have new friends in North
We have
Carolina.
North Carolina in the house.
In the house?
Gratitude Tuesday at the Brooklyn Cafe. Thanks to Heather Ann, who hashtagged that for me this morning. Gratitude Tuesday. Gratitude Tuesday. It's Gratitude Tuesday.
Grata or gratitude?
Hashtag Grata Tuesday.
Oh, that's clever. I like that.
So thank you, Heather Ann from Dexafit, for hashtagging our show for today. I think that should be a new show.
She's like a marketing guru.
So she said, I am your girl.
Oh, look at this. I have something here live.
You can hear us live streaming and see us on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe. You can find us on Periscope at the Brooklyn Cafe and on YouTube at AMP2 TV. Give us a call. You don't want to miss this. Our phone lines are already blinking. 800-889-0267. We have a lot of background noise going on here at the Brooklyn Cafe.
I have a meltdown over here.
Mute, man. Mute.
Freddie is on a computer meltdown.
How you like me now?
How I like you now, producer man. You do not want to miss the show. Today's show is all about gratitude training. We have Joe Engelson from Gratitude Training who will be giving us a call. Our phone lines are already blinking. We have Tamara Barber with us from Extreme Teen Leaders. I need to say that slowly.
Yeah, can you say that again?
Extreme Teen Leaders.
Yes, somebody already called, and I said, I don't know what that is, but is it gratitude training? Yes.
It is gratitude
okay.
training. And we also have Chef Josie is going to be joining us later from Bubbles and Pearls. That is a seafood champagne bar down in Wilton Manors.
This is that was put together by
Token Joe.
By Token Joe.
Yes, it was.
Token Joe reaches the depths of humanity.
Joe Engelson. So what a show. So anyone who needs a little bit of gratitude or just to get to the next level, I'm telling you, you do not want to miss today's show. Give us a call at 800-889-0267.
Just what the doctor ordered, because I need that today. I need this.
See that? I think everyone needs this. I got a text today from someone thanking me for inspiring her for the past 6 months.
Aww,
and I said to her, tune in today. You do not want to miss today's show. We have got, oh my goodness, I come from crazy in the house. We have got 3D Learner. We have such fabulous new sponsors joining our family. So welcome to Tia Angela. Welcome to 3D Learner. Also Sunny Arfa joining us from Feel Great Meditate, GR8 Meditate. And she said thanks to us, Freddie Man. She has a new phone number, 855-FEEL-GR8.
Who's that?
Sunny.
Really?
Yes. How about that?
Sunny.
People actually listen to our marketing ideas, and they grow. They go, that was a great idea you had.
Listen, I am very psyched about what's going on today because today is all about gratitude. It's about giving back. You know, we only got, what do we got there? What do we got there left, Maestro?
3
days.
5 hours
listen,
together.
I'm not dying.
But, you know, it's the end of my era.
It is just the end of this week.
It is one door closing and many doors opening. Don't worry about that. It's all good.
And you do know that Sunday was the new moon, which means we manifest greatness. We release the old and bring in the new. with clear manifestation.
What timing, huh?
How about that? Isn't it amazing how
Them separate from the business, meaning people that they knew prior to starting this. I would love to suggest that they actually write a list down of all their resources and just reach out and say, hey, want to let you know this is what we're doing. Not because they need them, but just so that it's kind of a reminder that they're making a new beginning, and let these people know. Because what I'm getting is they're going to volunteer information. They're going to volunteer to assist them. And that will give them, your parents, more confidence also about making this happen. But I feel like it's going to fly.
Okay, great. Yeah, they've just been so stressed out about this. Like, my dad's starting to have stomach problems from stress, but
Right.
they're still excited about it.
Well, this is your dad is looking at the more practical, and your mom is looking at future. They're on the same page about doing it, but they're not on the same page as far as which aspect of the business they're focused on. Again, it's timing with this. I would love to say that it's in 30 days, it's flying. I don't get that. I do get it taking a while, but I don't get it failing. I feel it flying. And what you may want to tell your dad is, instead of getting himself all worked up, tell him to go for a walk. All kidding aside, tell him to go for a walk. Because I feel like when he's walking, his mind is going, he's thinking, he processes without interruption. And that may help his stomach a bit. That, and also, while they're going through this, it would really behoove him to really have more hydration. He doesn't have enough hydration.
Okay, I'll let him know.
Okay, great. Thanks so much for calling.
Thank you. Have a great one, Holly.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, so I see Homie has asked something again. Okay, let's see. Any big winnings in the near future, and that he'll share. Well, I know you'll share. That's your nature. As I mentioned before, I'm leaning towards the fall, not right now in the summer. And that's why I said give some focus and attention on whatever game you want to play. See it in the fall more than right now. Obviously, listen to your dreams, listen to your intuition as well. But I'm getting more towards the fall. All right. So it's interesting when people call and they say, you may not be able to answer something specific. And I'll be candid. What I find is sometimes the answers are very general and sometimes they're very specific. And an example would be, have somebody come in and I might tell them there's a chest of drawers in your mother's attic in the corner left side. When you go in, you need to open it up and look in there, and not have a reason other than this is an important thing. And then somebody calls me back later and says, oh my gosh, we were looking for that, whatever, that piece of jewelry or that envelope or that photo, and oh my gosh, it's there. Is that all the time? No. But I have to say as well, there is no person who works psychically who is 100% of the time. And I'm not trying to minimize myself or anybody else. I'm just saying we are not God. We are, if you will, interpreters of the universe. We're sharing information in hopes of making a difference, in hopes of helping you manage your world better, in hopes of you getting a little peek at your future so that you can get excited about it, so that better decisions can be made. But again, we're not perfect. I had somebody say to me recently, oh, you said this particular thing was going to not be good in this particular area. Now, what I find about that is when I get a sense of something not working in a particular space, it doesn't mean that initially it may not look like it's working. It means that the investment of the energy or that person spending time in that place in the long run is not going to pan out for them. It's not about that initial. And I'll give an example. Let's say you sell ladies' shoes, and you want to get these ladies' shoes into the best boutiques in, I don't know, the finest hotels, so that people from around the world can see these ladies' shoes. And you go in and you talk to one in Palm Beach, and you talk to one in Miami, and you talk to one in Boca, and you get the gist of it. And then you come to say to me, are the ladies' shoes going to be successful? And I get a feeling that some obscure little boutique type of hotel in Vegas, believe it or not, is going to be your best customer. And you go, well, I wasn't even thinking about Vegas. Okay, but in that moment, is not what we're talking about. We're talking about the overall picture. Now, if you specifically say to me, in the next week, do you feel that this particular company is going to be the one that places an order, I'm pretty good at that. I'm pretty good at saying yes, no. Keep in mind, when you go in for a reading, if you're dealing with anybody who has integrity, anybody who has been doing it for a long time, they're looking at your overall good. They're not just looking at this moment. You'll find a lot of people who do readings, we'll say dangle a carrot in front of you just to get your attention. So they may say something that has correct information that, let's say, pertains to yesterday. Okay, yesterday, your ex-boyfriend came out of the woodwork and wanted you to marry him. And you go, oh my God, that's exactly what happened. He showed up on the doorstep, he had a beautiful ring, and I thought things were done, but I don't know, what do I do? Okay, now let's say that person who's reading you picked up on that. That's awesome. Are they able to give you the information you want, though? Is this the right thing for you? Is this going to be a blessed type of union, a blessed type of future? If they turn around and say, well, versus giving you something a little bit more concrete, you have to understand that ultimately you have to look within. A psychic is supposed to be somebody who's there to help guide you, to help make your life easier, to make your life better, to give you that information that, for whatever reason, you don't feel that you can get on your own. And the reason I say it that way, for whatever reason you don't feel, is because truly everybody has inner knowing. Often people are blocked because their mind is in too many places, or there's fear. Oh my gosh, if I know that, it's scary. I don't want to know scary things. Or they were told, oh, that's not good. You shouldn't do that. You can't play God. There's a myriad of reasons why people get uncomfortable with using their own innate abilities. And yet there are moments that immediately somebody knows and they listen. For instance, you're a parent. Let's say you're a father and you work at a garage and you're putting the lift up to take care of a vehicle. And all of a sudden you get this pang in your stomach about your son. We always talk about women's intuition. Men have intuition too. We just call it gut feelings or gut instincts. But let's say you're a gent and you're in the midst of doing work, and what shows up for you is something about your kid, your son. Something doesn't feel right. And you're thinking, well, he should be at school right now. Everything should be fine. And yet you've got this discomfort. So you go ahead and you close up your shop, put a sign on the door that says, I'll be back soon, whatever. And you go over to the school. And as you're walking into the office to let them know you're there, the person at the desk says, oh, Mr. Smith, we were just going to call you. Little Johnny took a pretty big spill. We think you need to take him for stitches. Is that coincidence? No. It's that innate ability that exists for all of us. It's just what is important and what will not give you conflict. So many people say, oh, I knew that, or I should have listened to that, or had a dream about that, but I dismissed it. Those little knowings, those little foretellings are there to help you. They're not there to scare you, and you don't have to do what I do, which is do this full time. But it's helpful if you know something is right for business. It's helpful if you can foresee something coming and avoid it. It is helpful if you're planning a trip and something just doesn't feel right. I've shared before with a friend of mine, she and her husband had gone away, and they were in an unfamiliar area, and they were hiring a guide to be shown around. And she's somebody who, bless her soul, for years it's been, please listen to yourself. And it's always, whatever. She kind of discounts it. So she and her husband, they hired this guide, and the following day, they're supposed to leave their lovely little cabin and meet this person and go touring the area. All that morning, the next morning, she's got this awful feeling, this sense of foreboding, this sense of discomfort, of fear. And she says to her husband, we need to leave a note. We need to leave a note and say where we are just in case. And he says, what are you talking about? She says, I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know how to put it into words, but we need to write down who we're going with, where we're going to be, what time we're leaving, what time we're expected back. And he's looking at her thinking she's nuts. And he says, do you want to just cancel this today? And she takes a moment and she says, yes. And she doesn't know where that came from. It just was this horrid, overwhelming foreboding. She makes
Things just happen that way.
Crazy. It's insane. It's a beautiful thing.
And that's how we roll.
But the most important thing about today is
And Tamara's still laughing at us, and we haven't even asked
she
her a
hasn't even
question
answered a question yet. Tara, we're going to get to you in a second. But the art of gratitude, as Skip walks around with sunglasses in the building, I don't know what that's about, but the art of gratitude is a very unique thing, especially in today's day and age, because there is so much stuff going on. I mean, you can't buy a cup of coffee nowadays without taking your life in your hands. You know what I'm saying?
No, I do not.
No, I don't.
What
I
would
really
that mean, my friend?
It means that, did you see what happened in Texas? And it's just craziness. You can't go to Walmart. You can't do nothing.
I know, that's sad. It's
Which
very
is
sad.
why, to spread world peace, we must start with love and gratitude.
Well, all I'm saying
That is what I am saying always.
it's got to start with gratitude. And today marks, because what we got, 4 days, 3 days?
Yes.
We did a lot with Token Joe. It's always been gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. And what we want to do is, and look at this, we're going to be doing some in the
We're
studio
live streaming
stuff.
on multiple cameras today.
She has me on.
That's your 3D camera idea, by the way.
I know, she turned that whole thing around.
Cat's Carol in our soundboard and our booth. She's waving to you too, Tamara. No one gets to see her on camera. You know what? One day before we are no longer at
On
BZT
Friday.
this week, you need to join us on set.
We'll put you on set Friday.
We can ask maybe the doctor to fill in.
Oh, God. What doctor?
Dr. Nutter.
Dr. Iheart.
If he's here, we'll see.
Dr.
Yeah,
Iheart.
he'll be here. And you come on set with us. But the bottom line is today's day of gratitude. It is wacky, wacky, wacky. So, why don't we
It is
introduce our
Gratitude
guest?
Tuesday. I want Miss Tamara Barber to please take off your guest sticker because you're no longer a guest. This is your new home. So welcome home with us. How about that?
Thank you. Thank you.
We had Joe from Gratitude Training, Joe Engelson, on with us about a month ago. And our phone lines, as they are now, were blowing up. And one of our callers was Tamara Barber from Extreme Teen Leaders. And I was so excited that you took the message of gratitude that Joe spreads with adults and you brought it to teens. And the first thing I said was, "Are you here?" And you went, "No, I'm in North Carolina." But here you are. So
I'm here.
Thank you. She flew in
She
just
flew
for
in
us
from North
today.
Carolina. I'm
Took
touched
an
by
Uber. Her suitcase is over here in the corner. So talk
you
about
serious?
in full gratitude. Yes, she Ubered here from the airport.
Yeah, I'm on my way to California.
And then
after
she's
this.
flying back out to California.
That's pretty sexy.
How about that?
We are a layover to California. But how many people you know are gonna fly in to do a show?
I know, right?
So we gotta make this show about her. You know that. Right?
Of course.
And
I mean,
gratitude, welcome.
Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here, really.
Wow.
I'm so excited.
And we've had a lot of calls, but first I want to find out about you.
Yeah.
Tell
So
us
you wanna
about
know.
Tamara.
So Tamara is a mother of 5 amazing kids, a happily, ecstatically married wife. I'm an entrepreneur. I have my own nonprofit, Extreme Teen Leaders, and I do also have a day job.
Really?
In corporate America. Yeah, I work full time with corporate America as a director of business development. And yeah, my passion is to empower teens, and that's what I do in my free time.
Why? How's that
Why?
for a big question? Why?
Yeah, why? Because, you know, when my kids were growing up, they played a lot of sports. And what I found was, and this is just kind of like observation, I would go to games when they were like little kids, and like all the family would be there. Like their grandmother, grandpa, you know, aunts, cousins. And then as they got older, the crowd just kind of died down. And I noticed that teenagers didn't get as much support. And it seemed like, you know, when they go off to high school, we kind of let them go a little bit, you know, and they really need us to be right there with them. That's such a critical time in their lives. And so I started just taking kids in.
Oh my gosh.
And
I'm so glad you said that. And we're going to talk about Extreme Teen Leaders.
Yeah.
But often we're very careful on that bridge of what we do as parents because when they're young, we're there and we hover. We've
Yep.
often been called in my home anyway.
Yep.
We're beyond helicopter. We're like a full-on drone. Sometimes my husband says he's a crop duster because we're just hovering right over them. But then they grow.
Yeah.
And you want them to be who they are. You want them to be independent.
Yeah.
And you want to go to their games, but they need their independence. They're going to drive themselves, but do you go? So there is this fine line you walk between parent and child as to how far do we elevate or how far do we let them go?
Yeah. And I think the key is really to be present with them. You know, you don't have to be at the game, you know. Oh, I was the loud parent.
We were always at the games, I must say.
But just being present, because you being there means something. I had a player who said to me, you know, his mom never comes to any of his games. And, like, I actually pulled her aside and let her know that. And she didn't even know that he wanted her there. And so, you know, a lot of times we walk around thinking that, you know, they want their independence, they don't want us around, but really they do.
They really
something.
do.
They really
And I
do.
remember when my son was in middle school, and you know, you go to say kiss them goodbye, and they go, and I said, let me tell you something. Everyone has a mother or a father, or a parent or someone special that wants to kiss them goodbye.
Yep.
This is what it is. Get used to it.
Yeah.
And he went, okay.
And I do that. I do that to my son. He's 16, and he had two of his friends over, and I was gonna kiss him, and he looked at me, and I just kissed him anyway. And I looked at his friends like, "Don't you kiss your mothers?" And they were like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
I was like, "See, what are you doing?"
But you know, athletes are always prone. Male athletes are always prone to saying "mom." But athletes in general, everything's about mom. Dad is okay; he's always there. But mom is the key. You
Because
sign
mom
contracts
is,
for mom. The house for mom.
Really?
The love from always.
Yeah.
But in all the years that I coached, I came down here to Florida, which is a totally different animal.
Yeah.
Because I was the only person that went on the road to watch my kids play. So we went to a stadium to watch soccer.
Yeah.
Because they needed him to play. He wasn't a soccer player. I was the only one from our school in this bench, this tremendously big bench.
That's what I'm talking about. That
And
right
on the
there.
other side, they were all looking at me. Because there was hundreds on the other side. I was the only one person on our side. So the parents came over and brought me coffee and donuts and said, you know, you can sit with us. I said, no, because I want them to know I'm here for them.
Yeah.
And I sat in that blazing sun by myself.
For you, it is. For us, it is always about the kids.
He's a small. He's the 2%.
He is. Freddie's always the dad, the coach that is always there on the sidelines. I'm the quintessential mom, and I do what the mom does.
Yeah.
But for you as the dad, you're always there in coaching.
But the moms were the biggest part of me coaching. I had the moms club, and they used to put the foods together, the trips together, the this together, the that's, the everything. Was because of the moms, and I used to salute them. I used to make our ball players, you know, they used to have appreciation day, fan appreciation day. I used to make our ball players buy flowers and give it to the moms, not the dads, in the stands. So I still remember this. I can't
Before we go to commercial and our phone lines, tell us about Extreme Teen Leaders.
So yeah, if you know anything about the adult trainings of gratitude, there was not a mirror for teens. A lot of the centers did like a weekend, just a 1 weekend training. And another observation, my teen did the training, and afterwards there was nothing. And so I decided to create a 3-part training for them as well, so they too can build a community like Gratitude has, and you know, teens can create on their own as well.
Incredible. All right, let's take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to start opening up our phone lines, 800-889-0267. Come on, join the fun, get online. We have Tamara Barber with us from Extreme Teen Leaders. We've got gratitude training. We've got the phone's blinking. Join our fun. We'll be right back.
For over 35 years, Ruth and Norman Rails Jewish Family Services has been serving residents of Boca Raton, Delray Beach, and Highland Beach through their comprehensive range of programs and services for people of all ages and beliefs. Whether you need help with food, financial assistance, senior services for yourself or a loved one, affordable counseling and mental health service, career and employment services, or their Center for Families and Children, JFS is here for you. Please call JFS at 561-852-3333 or railsjfs.org. Call 561-852-3333. The Custom Fitness Institute is a private fitness studio offering personal training and partner training programs to fit your schedule. CFI has created a premium workout environment fit for every fitness level. From beginners to competitive athletes, their welcoming facility and certified fitness professionals are there to design a custom program to help you achieve your goals efficiently, safely, and effectively. CFI also offers nutritional evaluations, physical assessments, and movement assessments. Give them a call today to schedule your free consultation. 954-999-8458. The Custom Fitness Institute can help you get your health and fitness journey started or bring your current fitness level to new heights. Call the Custom Fitness Institute today. 954-999-8458. Health and Vitamin Concepts can help balance you through an innovative, non-invasive biomeridian assessment that measures the energetic properties of your body and naturally corrects the imbalances. Offering a complete thyroid, hormone, and nutritional profile, Health and Vitamin Concepts identifies the specific vitamins and herbs in the exact amount your body needs. Call for more information, 561-392-8448, or visit online at healthandvitaminconcepts.com. If you're ready to have more energy, better health, and a greater sense of well-being, make an appointment today at Health and Vitamin Concepts in Boca Raton at 7152 Barracasa Way. Call 561-392-8448. That's 561-392-8448. Does your child learn best when they see and experience information? Is your child smarter than indicated by test results? 3D Learner is an integrated learning program that helps identify your child's strengths and challenges. 3D Learner's individualized program for academic and athletic success will significantly improve reading comprehension, test scores, and self-esteem. Contact 3D Learner today for more information. Call 561-361-7495 to unlock your child's true potential. Visit them at 3dlearner.com or call 561-361-7495. Welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe, where every day is a new adventure. If you'd like to join Dawn and Freddy S. at the cafe, give them a call at 1-800-889-0267, toll free. Come on in or call to share a thought for the day and get all the information you need to help your business grow. That's 1-800-889-0267. Let's reopen the cafe doors. Now back to Dawn and Freddy S.
And we are back. Welcome back to our Gratitude Day on the Brooklyn Cafe. We have gratitude training in the house. We've got Tamara Barber. We've got gratitude training on the phone lines. And we have Bubbles and Pearls joining us in the next hour. 3D Learner. Give us a call, 800-889-0267, to receive a free signed copy of 3D Learner. You do not want to miss this. It is back to school season. Transform stress to outrageous success for your child. This is for the child that learns differently. Visually. It's not all about phonetics, but there's so many great tools we can use, and it comes back down to when they're babies. It's back to tummy time. It's just getting them moving and active and integrating, as Tamara said, supporting our child in their best strengths. So give us a call.
And the aspect that we talked about training, I wish I had known 3D training when I was in athletic coaching 20 years.
I've been saying that as well. 20 years.
If I had known that company and the things that they do to improve your eye-to-hand coordination, and they focus in the learning aspect of what they do, I would have had more major leaguers signed. I got 3 signed in my life. I would have had more. It is an unbelievable thing what they do. Give them a call. Join on this thing. It is just... And we're going to have a video to describe how they do it.
They're going to be giving us a call in a few minutes, but you do not want to miss getting out on this book. We have 2 signed copies, 800-889-0267, and we will get this out to you. Eye-hand coordination. Oh my gosh, I have a lazy eye. I have no eye-hand coordination. They used to try to teach me to juggle. Do you know what it's like to juggle or play tennis when you have no eye-hand coordination? It's not a pretty sight. So what happens? People tease you. And you give up on that fact. My father will still tease me today that I have no eye-hand coordination. He'll say, I'll send you your juggling balls. But now I can laugh, but at the time when you're a child and you have an eye patch and they're trying to fix a lazy eye without surgery, and you are bullied and you are made fun of. If I had known 3D Learner then, let alone from when my kids were growing up, my daughter's an artist, and she learns differently.
Would it change your life?
Totally would change her life, because you know it's about acceptance of your children for who they are, which is why we have extreme teen leaders with us.
That's right.
Let's open the phone lines to Hallie, line 1 from Gratitude Training, who has been so patiently joining us. I think as soon as Carol gets off the phone.
We got another
Hallie.
call.
I know we've got 5 lines going on right now.
You know, the funny thing that you say in baseball, they put seams on a baseball for a reason. It's to control the ball, right?
Yeah.
But for the batter, if you can see the seams, which way they're turning, you know what pitch is coming. Did you know that? The major league level can read a ball coming out of a hand.
Carol,
because
can we
of the
take line
spinning
1,
on the ball.
please? Thank you.
So that's why 3D learning can be so unique.
Hallie, are you there?
I need a copy of that.
Yes, hi, how are you?
Hi, thank you for being so patient. Hallie was on the phone lines before we even started airing, so thank you and gratitude again.
Of course.
Tell us what you do with gratitude training.
So I am the facilities coordinator in Fort Lauderdale, which basically means I run things operationally in one of our training centers.
Tamara goes, Hallie, how does gratitude training, and then how do we merge it with the teens? What is the premise behind what you do? What is the mission of gratitude training?
So our mission of gratitude training is, we're committed to creating peace and awakening the planet and creating the 2% of, our population to really create world peace.
I'm so glad it's really a small mission there.
And I do that for teens.
It's a small mission of world peace.
Small mission.
Go big or go home.
Go big or go home. I like this, Lee.
You like this?
Yeah.
When is your next session 1 for people who want to get started?
So we have places in North Carolina. We have them in Fort Lauderdale. There's also one opening up in New Jersey I'm so excited about, and Miami and West Palm Beach.
And Raleigh.
And Raleigh. And it's a 4-day seminar, correct? It's usually Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yes.
And what are some of the topics that we'll touch on level 1? I know I'm going to go through it, and Freddy perhaps might join either me or another time. He's rubbing his head.
Okay, awesome. So part 1 is, the surface. We're very much a 3-part training, as you may know, and part 1 is all about learning our distinctions, really, and learning about yourself and really uncovering what it is you say you want to do with your life. And it's like the starter vehicle to get you there, as far as like opening up where you stop to have what you say that you want.
How can you get past the fear? And I'm thinking about doing it myself, and there's all these walls that go up of, I cannot reveal what is going on to all of these strangers that I do not know. Tamara, you went through it. Is that the biggest thing that people say, I can't reveal myself?
No, I'll tell you, we create such a safe space that you don't really even think about it. You really don't. You're focused on taking yourself to the next level, and people are in there, we're sharing because it's a large group, and you really don't even think about it.
That's amazing.
The space is so safe that you don't really think about that.
And you do that for the kids as well.
Absolutely.
And that's so important.
Yeah, and we create the same space for our teens, and they come in, anxious and afraid, but by the end of day 1, they're sharing, they're going for it, and it's amazing.
That's how I feel, and I feel as if, not that it matters about how people judge me because I do what I do, but I feel like people who want to get involved, all the judgment of where you're going today.
Yeah.
I'm going to gratitude training. Those that don't understand, Hallie, what do they get back from others who have not been through it? Or how do you suggest they even approach it? I'm going to gratitude training, and all those naysayers come forward.
Oh, of course they do. And, I trust. I trust the training, and you trust the people that enroll you into the training and the people that you see taking off with their lives. I was very much one of the people that was scared up until Sunday of part 1. I'm, not at all the same person, and I got to continuously trust the training and trust myself and know what I was there for, and what you say you want, your vision for yourself is what keeps you in the traiing, and going through it, because only you know what you want in your life.
That's the key, and you just said it, trust in yourself. That is it right there. Trust in yourself and have faith instead of walking in fear.
And not the self that's saying to you, don't do it. You're going to die. Don't do it. Be safe. Not that self. The self that says, go for it. This is your moment. Go for it. The time is now.
Time is now.
Isn't there somebody famous who once said, walk towards the sun, not towards the shadow.
Someone famous did say that, as a
Didn't
matter
they
of
say
fact.
that? So,
Because
you
the
know,
shadow is behind you. You should put your face towards the sun, let the shadows fall behind you.
the amazing
Yeah,
thing
I like
about
that.
the human spirit, I always said when I used to gamble, yes, I don't gamble anymore, that I used to bet the human spirit. What spirit was bigger than the next? And going to this training to me tells me you believe in you. And if you believe in you, great things can happen.
And that's exactly what our show today is about, is not only gratitude, but believing in you.
That's right.
And trusting yourself. Hallie, what is the phone number or the website for gratitude training?
The phone number on the web. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Oh, okay, awesome. Our phone number is 561-666. I forget the last four numbers.
Holly.
561-666-6955.
Okay.
That works.
561-666-6955. That's for gratitude training. Give them a call. Find out the next informational session. You can find everything on their website at gratitudetraining.com. Correct?
Yes.
Gratitudetraining.com. With locations all over the United States.
I love
From
you,
North
Holly.
Carolina, now New Jersey, and Florida. Thanks, Hallie, so much.
Thank you.
Have a great one.
You too.
We've got Mira from 3D Learner on line 5, so we're going to skip around a little bit. I want to talk to Mira and see what's happening with 3D. I think she's V-mixing in. Freddie, do you have her?
I don't know. Let me see.
See if you can find her. Mira, are you there?
We are here. Can you hear us?
I absolutely do.
Holy smokes.
Can we see them, Freddie?
Yes, we can. And there they be. How you doing? 3D Learner on the air.
I can't wait to see it when he pulls it up for me to see. This is our new platform that we have, that we're able to visually see our guests who are not in studio, which is a fantastic program. There you are. We've got Mira and Mark Halpert with 3D Learner. We're just Skyping, and we were just talking about the 3D Learner turns stress into outrageous success. Welcome to our family.
Thank you. We're excited to be a part of it.
Tell me the reason why 3D Learner began.
Well, okay. We had our first child was a plug-and-play kid. You put him in school, everything succeeded. Our second child was a little more of a challenge, reading comprehension problems from the get-go. And when we got to 8th grade, the guidance counselor uttered those now famous words, "Your child's not college material." And his rationale was she was 3 years behind in reading comprehension, and she wasn't going to make it to college. And we basically rejected that, and Mira became a mom on a mission.
Well, so she looked at me and said, "Mom, what are we going to do?" And I was like, "Well, let's figure out entirely what we found."
Never underestimate a mom on a mission.
Well,
Truly,
we're
right?
a mom on a mission. That's exactly right. So we're corralling every other mom across the world to be able to be a mom on a mission, because, well, let's face it, it's going to be outside of the schools, no matter what, private, public, charter, even homeschool, and because so many of these curriculums are stuck in teaching kids a particular way.
And I think part of it is that families don't realize that there's another way. So you may know your child learns differently, but you don't really understand unless you have a background in it. And even some, educators don't. And you had a background. My background's in special ed, so to me, I was always trained there is another way. But there are many people that don't, and they start just trying to backpedal and to keep their kid afloat instead of moving towards their success and their strengths. They're keeping them afloat with their weaknesses.
Well, totally the weaknesses, but they also tend to look at one thing. And the one overlying piece now, dyslexia seems to be like the big buzzword, and everybody thinks that's all about breaking up and sounding out words and decoding. And we know that's only part of it, because when these kids are extremely visual, extremely creative, and part of the challenge with the decoding piece is, I think I've seen that already, so I don't, and they don't really understand it.
Tell me some of the ways that you work instead of decoding with children that learn differently.
Well, so believe it or not, movement's the first part. So they need to be able to move, they need to be able to throw and catch and see a ball, so we use our push ball. We actually have a gym. We call it as our brain gym. And I also had developed a patented program. And believe it or not, it's using clay. And my high school and college kids love it because they're actually able to use their hands. So we get fine motor skills. They visualize
the order of letters in a word, but also more than that, they create a picture for what that word means.
And then you remember, once you touch it, and that's that tactile learner, that visual tactile learner, you touch it, you see it. It's when you read a book. Do you see it on the page, or are you just memorizing it? And it seems that if you can touch it and feel it, you remember it. It's like food. If you touch it, taste it, smell it, you're going to remember what food that is instead of just looking at a picture. But think about it. If you taste a food, it changes.
It's an experience.
More important than that is they create a video for what they're reading, and all of a sudden now it comes to life. And it's not only something they can understand, but it's something they can remember.
How can people find you? I know you're located in Boca Raton. What's your phone number?
561-361-7495. We also help with memory skills, too, just so you know.
Well, you work with athletes also, so it's not only about those who need success in school and the academics. You work with athletes as well. And as Freddie was saying, it's the eye-hand coordination. It's the synapses that you want to fire and get going, get that time.
Well, we improve attention, we improve visual skills, and we improve mental toughness, and that helps the athlete improve, the student athlete improve, and we've helped kids get college scholarships for academics and for athletics.
And training parents how to be a positive coach.
That leads us right back, which is why I wanted 3D Learner Tamara to call while you were here, because it's about training parents to see the positive in their children.
Absolutely, they're gifts, and I would love to collaborate with them because I used to coach boys basketball, AAU, for many years, and I am wanting to focus more on the athlete, and I've created a flyer that uses some of the key things that we teach in Extreme Teen Leaders, but to be able to collaborate with the authors of 3D Learner, I think we could create something really outstanding for them.
I agree. You're on. Yeah. You're on.
And Mira and Mark, don't you have an online program so if children if they're not located in Boca Raton or Palm Beach County, you can work with them as well?
We work with them in Alaska, we've worked with them in Turkey and in South Africa.
There you go.
Yeah, I'd like to work with you guys to incorporate some of that into our training, and then I can push your books out to our parents and our teens.
I'll tell you what, we'd like to help you too and work
That's the whole strategy.
Absolutely.
All right, we will make that connection. Thank you, Mira and Mark, the 3D Learner.
Have a wonderful day.
I just wanted to point out the trust factor with kids. I mean, these are your babies. These are your kids. The trust factor that goes into this whole setup that we've been talking about now for a couple of months is very, very vital for people to understand what it is 3D Learner can do for you. We can't express how much help they can do for your kids. We can't put it into words. You got to come and experience
really need to see
this
it.
thing.
So we will definitely have to set up a location so you can actually see some of the activities that they do. It's visual. You need to visually see it to understand how to work with the visual learner.
Absolutely.
So give us a call. We have 2 signed books, 800-889-0267, or give Mira and Mark a call at 3D Learner.
Well, we have 1 signed book.
I have 2, actually.
No, we have 1 because somebody here
You'll have another one too.
We're going to give 1 to Tamara.
Tamara
Mira
wants
and
to
Mark,
work.
we're going to give this over to
Absolutely.
Tamara. Here you go.
Thank you.
There you go. She flew in all the way.
Yes, you guys need to get this book, 3D Learner.
She flew in from Carolinas, right?
Absolutely. All right, give 3D Learner a call at 561-361-7495.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Okay. Excellent. You see, that's what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm talking about.
The gratitude begins to flow, and magic begins to happen. I gotta tell you, Boca Raton, we're on our way home. We're gonna be there next week.
Where are we going to be, Freddie?
We're gonna be at the 1470 95.3 The Talk Studios in Boca
95.3
Raton.
The Talk Studios.
And then we have some other surprises coming.
We've got some more callers. We need to take our second commercial break.
Why? Let's just keep going.
Well, we have our sponsors, we must thank.
You know.
They keep us on air. You know what it is? It's pay to play. We play hard, but our sponsors pay as well.
And we show.
Give us a call at 800-889-0267, and we will be back. Guess who our next caller is?
Who's that?
Destiny.
Oh.
Yeah.
Let's go.
See you in a few.
British are coming! The British are coming! It's the new British invasion! Nikki Gross-Klein, real estate genius, along with fitness phenom Lily Jaffe of Evolving Bodies, will be joining the Brooklyn Cafe the first Monday of the month at 12 noon. The Brits talk honestly about health, hormones, and women in business. Are you ready to achieve your goals? Join the conversation on wealth, women, finance, aging, relationships, and a lot of fun that might leave the producer speechless. Nikki and Lily are experts in their fields and will share their knowledge and experience experience to help improve your life. They promise this will be nothing like you've ever heard before. Do you love the idea of healthy food conveniently delivered to your door? From Jupiter to Miami, Fit Food Fresh delivers convenience in the form of prepared, delicious, healthy meals direct to your home or office. You're never more than 2 minutes away from a nutritious meal made from the freshest quality ingredients and prepared by gourmet chefs. From paleo to vegan, breakfast to dessert, quinoas to quesadillas, Fit Food Fresh has you covered. You can mix and match meals from their entire menu to create your own custom plan based on your nutritional needs and preferences. Find them at fitfoodfresh.com. With no monthly commitment or setup fee, it's easy to try, risk-free. See why Fit Food Fresh is the highest-rated meal plan in South Florida. Visit Fit Food Fresh at fitfoodfresh.com or give them a call at 866-600-4778. That's 866-600-4778. Are you fatigued, foggy-minded, bloated maybe, always hungry, trouble losing weight, or suffering from the effects of pre- or post-menopause? If so, the Evolving Bodies line of natural, garbage-free health products and delicious lactose-free protein is the line for you. Evolving Bodies gets the job done. They're a company with a conscience. Every time you purchase a product from Evolving Bodies, you're helping supply healthy meals to a family in need. For more info, call 561-948-1986 and visit www.evolvingbodies.com. Bodies is spelled B-O-D-Y-Z. For health and fitness tips, tricks, and recipes. It's so good, even Freddy likes it. Give him a call at 561-948-1986. Life doesn't have to be defined by abandonment or disease. Learn life skills to stop feeding those old wounds and imagine the possibility of being healthy and happy. Shari Coltoon is a master-certified integrative life coach, Reiki master, and an intuitive, focusing on autoimmune disease and family estrangement. Shari facilitates a support group program for people who need healing from a family breakup. Contact Shari at 954-654-7187 to learn important life skills. For a 30-minute free session, call Shari Coltoon at 954-654-7187 or visit her website at sharicoltoon.com. Welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe, where every day is a new adventure. If you'd like to join Dawn and Freddie S. at the cafe, give them a call at 1-800-889-0267, toll free. Come on in or call to share a thought for the day and get all the information you need to help your business grow. That's 1-800-889-0267. Let's reopen the cafe doors. Now back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we're back. Welcome back to the Brooklyn Cafe. What a fabulous idea. You can find us live streaming on Facebook and on Periscope at the Brooklyn Cafe. He's going to miss this. Find us on YouTube at AM2TV and give us a call at 800-889-0267.
We are so wacky.
I do have a second book to give out for 3D Learner. Tamara has taken our first signed copy. You can find them again at 561-361-7495.
You got a whole line of phone calls there.
We're going to take Destiny because she's been waiting so patiently. I think
Destiny.
like 45 minutes. Hey, Destiny, how are you?
Hi, I'm good.
Thank you for waiting patiently. Tamara says hi.
Hey.
Hi.
Tell us about you.
I'm a student going to high school, and I've been in the Extreme Team Leaders program with Miss Tamara, and yeah, I'm going to the next one soon.
How old are you?
I'm 14.
So you're just starting high school, or you're a freshman?
Yeah. I'm going to high school. Yeah, I'm a freshman.
Yeah. What made you decide to go through her first session of Extreme Teen Leaders, XTL?
So to be honest, my mom kind of pushed me, but I was so glad that she pushed me to go because I ended up having a really amazing time, and I got out of my comfort zone a lot with this program, and it helped me to finish middle school stronger and to be a light in my school.
Be a light in your school.
She's amazing. I love you, Destiny.
What did you learn?
I love you too.
What's the top tip you learned? Or the top skill you walked away with?
Just to be yourself. To not let what other people think or feel about you reflect on how you act or reflect on your personality. Just be you.
How hard or easy is that in middle school?
It's kind of challenging. It's kind of challenging.
And makes a phone call and cancels their appointment for the day. All of a sudden, that dread, that foreboding, that discomfort, that overwhelm, that angst, pshoof, gone. Like that quick. Immediate. She came home from vacation and I just rolled. And I laughed because I said, anybody with logic would have said, if I'm thinking this way, something's not right. I mean, really, I'm thinking about, I have to leave a note as to when I left and who I went with. I have to leave a note as to where I am so that somebody can find me if something happens. What is that telling you? That's telling you that something is not right. You don't have to know what that not right is. You do have to listen. And I think that is, if I can impart some little piece of wisdom for those who are listening and watching, that is the biggest thing. Pay attention to that inner knowing, that inner voice, and understand it does not always come up in the same way, but it's there.
Personality and who you want to be, and you're still trying to discover what you're going to do. So it's kind of hard because it's a stage where you worry what other people think about you.
And this program helped you not worry anymore, just to be you?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Awesome.
I know.
Thank you so much, Destiny.
Very nice.
You're welcome.
And she took the first part?
You took the first?
Yeah, she took the first one, and she'll go on the second one in August.
Wow.
Do you notice a big change when they come to you as to now? Just on the first change?
Yeah.
Big change? Isn't that amazing?
When they walk in on Friday and when they leave on Sunday, total transformation.
How does that make you feel that you help facilitate?
Speechless. I mean, everyone, I get emotional every time I think about it.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Destiny, thank you.
To serve you. It's there to keep you safe. It's there to help guide your world. We are going to take a quick break. I want to let everybody know if you want to call in, it's 888-565-1470. Once again, WNN's phone number to call in is 888-565-1470. We'll be right back. This is your empowerment psychic, Hallie Elise, one of the top 100 psychics in America. For over 30 years, I have offered psychic readings, programs, spiritual guidance, and other life skill techniques. As our lives have become more complicated, we often reach for answers. Who are we? Where are we headed? Are we pointed in the right direction? In addition, we often are...
You're very welcome.
Have a beautiful day.
I love you. See you soon.
I love you too.
Love that name.
Talk about timing.
amazing.
We have Nikki. Hey, Nikki, how are you?
Can you hear me?
I can.
I can. Oh, excellent. Tamara is my sister-in-law. I love you, Tam.
I love you too, Nikki.
Actually, my daughter is seeing one this past weekend, and I did the adult training. I did breast training in Charlotte, and my daughter did the extreme team leader in Raleigh. So we both rode home yesterday from North Carolina, and we got to share our experiences with one another. And I can tell you, I am so grateful to both Tamara and my brother for suggesting it, number one, and for kind of pushing us, because we were both kind of resistant and hesitant at first. And I'm so very, very grateful and thankful that we went through with it, because my daughter is a different person.
How old is your daughter?
How old is your daughter? She is 15.
Can you imagine what it's like to come home on a weekend and say, how was your day? How was your day? Let's compare our trainings.
Turn your radio down. Turn your radio down, because we can hear the reverb. Or the computer, whatever you're looking at. Yeah. You know, it is amazing because you get to see, parents get to live it. I used to walk down in the Bronx, because we're from the Bronx. I walked down in the Bronx. I went to McDonald's. I'll never forget this day. I was with Michelle and the two boys, my two boys. And people came up. This guy came up to me, and he buys me my lunch for my family. I didn't know him from Adam. And the kids come over, and he says, hey, Coach, how you doing? This is a monster of a kid. This kid had to be in college already. He says, you taught me how to play football when I was 11, and now I go to Michigan University. And I can't, I can't tell you how much I want to say thank you. And his father shook my hand, and he bought me lunch, and we sat down. Michelle was in awe. She was like, I can't believe. This happened to me so many times in the Bronx, because I used to coach for a long time. Yeah. But that doesn't compare to what you guys do. You guys are changing lives. I gave kids an opportunity to extend energy. You guys are extending minds, which is tremendous.
How many children did you work with this past weekend?
19.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ages from 14 till?
Actually 12 and a half to this weekend, I think 16 or 17 might have been the oldest.
Can you imagine a 12 and a half making the commitment?
He did amazing.
To go to gratitude training. Who does that at 12 and a half?
It was I learned a lot about being your word and just being who you are and being happy and with who you are and knowing who you are. And you know, me and my daughter have gone through a lot of traumatic stuff in the past couple years, and to get into training and be able to let go and just be able to live as well as get through, because I lost my mom almost 2 years ago, and we were both very, very, very close to her. And I felt like before I went in on Thursday, I had this wall. It was like a block. I could see the different things that I wanted to do with my life, but I couldn't get past this block, this wall that I felt was up in front of me. And by Sunday, now I'm not going to lie and say that, oh, today I'm ready to just jump into the world. No, I'm not going to be. I'm going to be totally honest and say that I'm still processing what I went through. But even in processing what I went through, I'm able to still live, yet grieve, continue to grieve for my mom. And my daughter she actually left this morning to go to Camp Kidsy. I just got back from dropping her off.
Amazing.
From somewhere
And you
else.
took the first step.
So yeah, absolutely. So I came home, and you know, it's very hard to explain it to someone who's never been in it, because they're looking at you like, what? But
it.
I can only be and let them see what I'm being now. And in me being, I'm prayerful that they will see it and say, okay, what do I need to do to go to this gratitude training? Because I am excited. My daughter is excited. We're both going to take part 2. I'm taking part 2 in September. She's taking part 2 later on because of the school that she goes to. She can't miss school, but she's to the place where she wants to staff next. Once she gets through the training, she wants to go and staff, because she was excited to make so many lifelong friends that, you know, otherwise she wouldn't have known.
Thank you, Nikki, so much. I appreciate you calling and being patient. Have a beautiful day.
Love you, Nikki.
Yes, love you more. Bye.
Bye.
Very nice. Very nice.
Who do we have next? Caroline? Yes, Caroline. Hey, Caroline, how are you doing? Caroline, are you there?
Sweet Caroline.
All right, I think
Caroline.
Let's go on to Adam.
Adam's my trainer.
Hey, Adam, how are you doing?
He makes magic.
You make, you're another magic man.
Magic in the room.
How do you make magic in the room? Let's share. Well, you're Tamara's trainer?
Yes, I'm Tamara's trainer.
Are you her gratitude trainer or her personal
Tamara.
trainer? Extreme trainer. What do you do with Tamara?
I have been on this journey with Tamara for about a year and a half. When we first started talking about this, you know, she's had Extreme Teen Leaders for some time, and then we developed this course, XTL 360, over the last year and a half. And so I've been in the room with her for the last 5 trainings we've done, and I've seen the magic firsthand. And so everything that you've heard, the testimonials, it's all true. I mean, this really is an amazing way for teens to get that they matter, be empowered in their own transformation, and then launch themselves into whatever's next in their life.
It's such an incredible concept. So you have had Extreme Teen Leaders before you even started this training program?
Yeah.
What did you do with them before the gratitude training?
So Extreme Teen Leaders actually started by having my son do a leadership challenge. He wanted to start an AAU basketball team because he didn't like the local ones. And so I said, okay, if you find out what it's going to take to have an AAU team, find out how much it costs, and build a team, then I'll back you and we'll do it.
An AAU team is a travel team, yes?
Yes. Yeah.
For those who don't know that.
Thank
you
for sharing.
AAU is not, let's put together a stickball game.
No, this is serious stuff.
Yeah, I used to have a AAU baseball travel team. We used to travel all the way down to Florida. And you had to be the best of the best to play on this team. Hundreds came out. We only had room for 18. So I ended up making more teams because I didn't want to cut nobody. It's just craziness. But an AAU is a very tall glass of water to be able to accomplish that.
Yeah, and so he did. He accomplished it, and we had a couple of teams We had an elite team. We had like an A team and a B team. And then we did multiple grades. And so we did that for about a year and a half. And what happened is all of the leadership that I was wanting to pour out in this training, I would do it on the court. So I would be coaching them on their way of being on the court and how they're carrying themselves, how they're being a team and interacting. And what would happen is parents from the other side of the bleachers would come over and say to me, these guys are amazing. And then we would start recruiting the players that we were playing would come sit with us, and then they would be on our team.
Wow, you know,
next year they would be on our team.
You and I have walked a very similar
Adam,
journey.
do you help you help with the facilitating of the program?
Yes, I do.
You train the teens, so you've been through gratitude training as well.
Yes, I have. I've been through the gratitude training, coached the gratitude training along with Tamara, and yeah, it's absolutely life-changing, mind-blowing, the best thing you could possibly do.
I have one quick question because we only have 4 minutes. Adam, real quick, as a trainer, do you find the consistency to what you do to be the hardest thing that you do, or does it come easy for you now?
When you say consistency, do you mean in my life or in the training room?
In the training process, because I'm sure that you've had many people that you deal with, and is that consistency always there? Is it a challenge for you to meet certain individuals that create more of a challenge? Is it all the same?
Well, yeah, good question. We have a framework that we go by, and the team's experience, it's experiential learning. So there's a framework of different processes and different questions we ask, different games we play, etc. And so they're going through this, but you know what you're getting at is, yes, you have to be really fluid because you never know what's going to come out of a teenager's mouth. So you get to really be on your toes and be willing to flow with it, dance with it. And it really takes being grounded in the work of transformation in order to hold that context when, you know, really the conversation could steer just about anywhere.
And the conversation, and to that point, you never know what's going to come out. You never know what situations you're going to encounter as far as bullying, suicide, things that are coming out of these kids' mouths that you now have. They say it to you, and now what do you do with this information to deal with it appropriately, responsibly, and do what you need to do?
Well, one of the things that we have in the teen training is we always have a therapist, a licensed therapist in every teen training, especially our part 1 and our part 2, because you never know what's going to come up. You know, a lot of times parents are experiencing difficulties with their kids, and so they want to send them to us, you know, to like fix them, you know, with double quotes.
Sure.
And so
in 3 days, you're going to fix a lifetime.
We never know, you know, what we're going to be dealing with. And so we have a therapist on staff that, you know, reads through the applications and the registration forms, you know, talks with the parents and just makes sure that every kid is safe. You know, because Adam and I, we're not therapists, right? We're facilitators, but we have a licensed person in the room just in case. And most of the time, nothing comes up.
But you realize the need of having that trained professional. So you have the insight and the foresight to say, you know, we need to pay this forward. Adam, thank you so much for giving us a call.
Love you, Adam.
We're not going away, though, but we do need to go to our second hour.
So if you're on hold, do not hang up.
We'll come back. Stay tuned with us. We'll be back in about 5 minutes. Part 2, our second hour of gratitude training with Tamara Barber from Extreme Teen Leaders. We've got gratitude training. We've got Bubbles and Pearls probably in our green room. We'll be right back. Give us a call, 800-889-0267. We'll see you in a few.
That's it for our noon hour for today. But wait, there's more. That's right, you have a second hour for lunch today. Life is good. And the second hour with Dawn and Freddie S. is even better. So stay put. Right after the news, they'll be back. Dawn, Freddie S. and more lunchtime fun at the Brooklyn Cafe. WBZT West Palm Beach, an iHeartRadio station.
The pressure's on in the U.S. Senate. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. The Senate Majority Leader urging Republicans to seize the moment and get a health care bill to the floor for debate. Fox's Jared Halpern, live on Capitol Hill.
Hours before that expected procedural vote to start debate on a health care overhaul, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell again urging Republicans to agree on a motion to proceed, quoting President Trump.
Any senator who votes against starting debate is telling America that you're just fine with the Obamacare nightmare.
Kentucky Republican Rand Paul has signaled his support after an assurance he'll get a vote on a straight repeal measure, but several other Republicans have said they're not comfortable advancing repeal without a replacement. More than two Republican no votes would sink the process. Lisa.
Well, meantime, Jared, the House takes up a modified bill for more sanctions on Russia, Iran, and North Korea. It would allow Congress to review any effort by the president to lift Russia sanctions. In the Russia probe, the president's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, behind closed doors for a second day, while former campaign chair Paul Manafort met with a separate panel. But he's also been subpoenaed by the Senate Judiciary Committee for a public hearing tomorrow. A new study on the brains of former football players finds most had brain disease. Fox's Jessica Rosenthal with this live.
Lisa, researchers studied the brains of 202 former football players who donated their brains to science after they died. Nearly 90% of them showed signs of a brain disease called chronic traumatic encephalopathy, or CTE. But when it came to the 111 brains of NFL players, all but one had it. It's been tied to hits to the head. Researchers say in the most severe cases, of which there were 84, 85% showed signs of dementia before they died, according to interviews with family members. Lisa.
Thanks, Jessica. The study doesn't rule out other possible factors. Fox News, fair and balanced.
Turnpike backed up southbound right before Boynton Beach Boulevard crash there, blocking a left lane. It is stop and go from Lake Worth Road. And we have a serious crash. This is causing delays on Southern Boulevard right at 441. That's traffic. I'm Jody Stewart.
This report is brought to you by Compassion International.
The future is bleak for a child living in poverty. No school, no dreams, no hope, but you can change all that when you become a Compassion Child sponsor. Just a little more than $1 a day brings hope. Find out how at compassion.com/radio.
I'm meteorologist Chris Farrell for CBS 12 News. On this Tuesday through the afternoon hours, a few isolated showers. The rain chance only 30% for an isolated shower storm. Otherwise, sunny to partly cloudy and hot. The high near 92 with the heat index 100. Slow down in the heat. Tonight's low 80. And for Wednesday, little change. A 30% chance of a shower. The high again 92.
This report is brought to you by the T.J. Martell Foundation.
Hey everybody, I'm Eric Church, asking you to join me in the fight against leukemia, cancer, and AIDS through the T.J. Martell Foundation. Your support helps facilitate cutting-edge research that will lead to more effective treatments and save more lives. Visit tjmartell.org to learn about music's promise for a cure.
Something massive has happened to the iHeartRadio app. We listen to your ideas and suggestions. Everything you had to tell us about how we could improve your listening experience. And the result is the newly designed iHeartRadio app. It's not an update, but a complete upgrade with one goal in mind: getting you closer to the music you love.
Hey, this is Nikki Sixx from Motley Crue on iHeartRadio.
Download and open the new iHeartRadio app today.
Let the summer begin. It's the Summer of Bremen sales event at Bremen BMW. Get the hottest savings this week with new BMWs as low as $268 a month, or drive with zero down and make no payments all summer long. This is the summer you've been waiting for. The Summer of Bremen sales event, now at Bremen BMW. West Palm Beach and Jupiter, BremenBMW.com. A world-class experience.
Ransomware is software that can infiltrate your business through email, enabling cyber criminals to hijack sensitive information as ransom for your own data's release. Leveraging Barracuda email security with advanced threat detection can stop a ransomware attack in its tracks. As an added measure, Barracuda Backup allows you to recover your data without having to surrender to extortion. Crime doesn't pay when you protect your business data with Barracuda. Go to barracuda.com/ransomware to learn more.
When you're hiring for a growing business, you don't need lots of candidates. You need the right candidates. You need Indeed.com. With an algorithm that positions your job post where quality candidates are and screener questions that help you zero in on the best talent. Indeed.com, the site proven through an independent study to deliver 5 times more hires than any other. New users claim your $50 credit for a sponsored job at Indeed.com/credit. Indeed, the world's #1 job site. Terms, conditions, and quality standards apply.
The worldwide phenomenon is back. Our 2017 iHeartRadio Music Festival, hosted by Ryan Seacrest. September 22nd and 23rd at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Over 20 of the greatest performers on the planet converge in Las Vegas for 2 nights. The iHeartRadio Music Festival Capital One cardholder presale is on. Cardholders, get access to tickets right now. Tickets on sale to the general public this Friday at 1 p.m. Go to iHeartRadio.com/Capital One before they sell out.
1230 WBZT.
From the Club Raymond Motor Cars studio, you're listening to 1230 WBZT, an iHeartRadio station.
The thoughts and opinions expressed are those of the sponsors and don't necessarily reflect those of this station or iHeart Media.
Well, it's still lunchtime, and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for a late lunch. So keep your lunch pail open or grab a cup of coffee and take an after-hours seat in the Brooklyn Cafe. It's time for a double scoop of healthy topics and feel-good conversation to help your day go by easier while enjoying some new friends. Your hosts, Don and Freddy S., are ready to serve you a huge portion of fun. It's that feel-good food that gets you back to work. So join our laughs and call in toll-free at 800-889-0267 right now. Let's all sit back and let Dawn and Freddy S. help fill your bucket of hope and happiness.
Never can say goodbye. No, 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 no. Never can say goodbye.
And we're back. You know, that's kind of that's
You're getting me every single time here. I'm a little verklempt.
You're just kicking my tush here. You hear me? Cut it out.
It is not goodbye. It is just until tomorrow.
That's why we can't say it.
Exactly. Welcome back to the Brooklyn Cafe. We are on an extended lunch of gratitude training at the Brooklyn Cafe. You can find us live streaming on Facebook and on Periscope at the Brooklyn Cafe. Find us on YouTube at AM2 TV and give us a call at, what's the number, Freddie?
1-800-889-0267.
Our phone lines have been blowing up. We still have 2 callers, I think, online. We have Tamara Barber with us from Extreme Teen Leaders, XTL. We've had gratitude training. We had Holly give us a call. And now we have Chef Josie of Bubbles and Pearls with us. And here is my segue. My segue is she too went through gratitude training in, I think, Fort Lauderdale with Joe Engelson.
In West Palm Beach.
West Palm.
I'm an OG.
She's an OG.
Yeah, the original.
Carol's laughing. She is an original.
Original gratitude.
Oh, I thought it was, oh my God.
Welcome to our hashtag. What is today? Gratitude Tuesday.
Home of the Black Champagne.
Black bubbles, black bubbles. They're very, very sexy.
Black bubbles.
Black bubbles.
What the hell's a black
A
bubble?
sparkling Shiraz.
Unbelievable.
It goes deliciously with almost everything.
This is
I'm
your camera
telling
right
you.
here, so look over here.
Okay.
Rochelle Schwartz, soul of a woman, said, "You got the champagne. Don't drink it without me."
That's what she says. If you get the champagne since Michelle, we didn't get nothing. Take it easy.
We're going to have to go by and get some champagne and check out Bubbles and Pearls.
Oh, yeah, anytime.
Who do we have on line 3, I think? It's Nicholas?
Nicholas!
Hey, Nicholas, how are you doing?
Hi, how are you?
Welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe. You are warming Tamara's heart. Tamara, tell us about Nicholas.
Oh, Nicholas is The 12-and-a-half-year-old I told you about.
Nicholas.
Phenomenal. I love him so.
Nicholas, you went through gratitude training with Tamara this past weekend.
Yes, I did.
Why did you do it?
I wanted to go there because I thought I didn't really want to go there at first. I wanted to go there because it was North Carolina, and that's where my cousin lives. So I thought that we were going to go to my cousin's house. But then I found out that I didn't want to go. But there was also that part of me that I wanted to, figure out, what's this all about. So I went there. When I first got there, we were in a mingle because we were a little late because we couldn't find the place. But when we got there, we were all in a mingle where we had to, say hello. My name is whoever you are. So I'd say, hi, my name is Nicholas. And there would be questions on the board that you'd answer to all the other kids.
And what did you learn afterwards? You went through it, and when you left on Sunday, what changed for you?
I would say my confidence, my perspective of myself, and I would say a lot of other things that I can't really explain. And also forgiveness, because I forgave a lot of people, which helped me a lot.
About forgiveness, wow.
This kid is 12?
This is a lesson you learned at 12-year-old is forgiveness.
Wow.
And I would just like to say thank you, Tamara, for helping me. And I don't know if Adam's still here. Is Adam still here?
No, he's not on the line.
He's not. He said, I love you, Nick.
Okay. Well, I would just like to thank you for, for letting me go there, because I know the age limit is, the 13.
Yeah.
I'm glad you let me come, and thank you for training me.
Nicholas, thank you for calling in.
All right. I'll see you at part 2.
Yeah, I can't wait. I love you, Nick.
Oh, my goodness.
See you soon.
Amazing.
12-and-a-half-year-old.
I'm not hearing
Try the other one. It should be mono, so it's in one of the earbuds. It might not be in that one. See if you hear on that.
Oh.
There you go. Let's say a quick hello to Chef Josie. Chef Josie called in when Joe was on as well, and we talked about bubbles and pearls. You went through gratitude training prior to you opening the restaurant.
Yes, that was about 4 years ago when I did my training, and it was probably one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. And I've made a lot of good decisions, but this one definitely peaked.
Why? That's my question of the day. Why?
Yeah, I mean, I love that question. Why, actually?
I never asked that question, but it seems very good today.
Yeah, the biggest reason, I think, one of the biggest takeaways was, I had this idea of how I was living my life, right? I had this vision to live a life that was authentic and bold and just, free, right? And so I was going on and living this life, and when I did my gratitude training, what I saw was this huge mirror put up in front of me, and what I saw was I wasn't being any of that. I was doing that in the sense of my actions, thinking oh, this is what I'm doing.
Well, give me an example, because I think that's such a big point. We think we walk the walk, but often we're only talking the talk.
Yeah, so, for instance, judgment. That's something we all experience, right? And I was always walking around experiencing being judged. Maybe it had something to do with Top Chef. I don't know. But it's I would put myself in this position to be judged. And, I was always walking around with this impression, this perspective that I'm being judged. When I took a minute and got closer and dug deeper into it, what I realized is I'm actually judging myself only on a consistent basis. Constant. It was the number one constant in my life. And when
was it a judgment of I'm not good enough, or was it a judgment of I can do better? What we all walk around in our own heads in judgment.
Yeah, well, it was a big not good enough conversation, a big I'm unworthy of anything that I produce in my life, anything that I manifest, anything that I desire. And that comes from just us not being willing to forgive ourselves.
It's that unworthiness And Alexa, I went to Creative Mornings, Alexa Rose Carlin, who's a public speaker and she's local. She spoke about we are worthy and know your worth. And once you know your worth and you have the information to empower yourself, then we can all grow and then anything is possible. But we have to value our worth and know within that we are worthy. Because if we don't believe we're worthy in that mirror, who else is going to? And you went through gratitude training, and how did it change?
Well, you know, it shifted me out of the doingness, and it's a different model. It's a be, do, have model. So instead of like...
What does be, do, have?
Ah.
Because your sister-in-law said it as well.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So, you know, we go through our lives doing, and we think that if we do this, right, if we continue to do, then, you know, we'll have this, and then once we have this, then we'll be happy. Like, that's the model and the paradigm that we're living in currently, right? But coming and shifting that from the do, have, and be into a be, do, have model, it's more like, okay, who am I being right now? So if I want to be happy, it's not, I'm not going to do anything to be happy. I'm not going to have anything to be happy. I'm simply going to choose to be happy. And then once I be happy in conjunction with the beingness that I get to embody, then I also then step into the doingness. Because without the doingness, then it's just an idea. It's a concept, you know? So there has to be like a committed action behind it to really have then the life you say you want, or the life you desire, or the things you desire in your life.
Well, you have to take action, and you know, Freddie, we talk about this all the time. We manifest, and people say, "I deserve." You deserve what? We deserve. We need to be, but we need to take action and responsibility for our lives.
It's really funny because what you just said, it should be a lesson learned and shared. You've gone on to learn this through gratitude training, and you go on and it isn't so much what you've learned because you've always known. You know, it's that old saying, get or be got. It's always been there. And now that you know it and you go ahead, you know, half the journey is learning it, and the other half is extension. It's teaching it.
And I'll tell you, I would never have had the courage to create Extreme Team Leaders had it not for shifting that paradigm and that way of thinking.
We have Dave on the line. I want to talk to Dave about that paradigm.
Okay.
Hi, Dave.
Hi there.
Thank you for being so patient and calling back. It's been a very busy show, but I appreciate you calling in.
Dave is a rock star.
Oh, no worries.
Dave is a rock star.
Dave is a rock star.
Tell us about Dave. Tamara, tell us who Dave is.
Dave is one of our parents. His son just did the training, but he also staffed it. And he staffed the one before that, and I staffed his training. His part 1 and part 2. I was in there with him. I think part 2, I was in the room with him.
So you're also a facilitator for gratitude training, the original, the OG gratitude training?
No, I'm actually ML Master in Charlotte. And what that means is I'm able to participate in the 3rd level of the training. I help the facilitators pick the seniors, the people who actually coach the students that come in. And I had an opportunity to be there for Dave. And my experience of Dave was just a phenomenal leader.
Dave, you went through gratitude training, and then your son went through Tamara's program?
That's correct. My son just attended the most recent program this past weekend, and I have a 16-year-old son who was in that program with Tamara, and I have a 19-year-old son that was in the gratitude training in Charlotte on the same weekend. So both my boys took part 1 at the same time.
I am truly fascinated, and I'm almost speechless, which does not happen often. We're always pushing our kids to do sports, to study, to do their homework, but yet they're often on their cell phones. How? And Dave, this is kudos to you and to Tamara for creating this. How do you get a 16 and 19-year-old, or a 12-year-old for that matter, to say, you know what, you're going to put your cell phones down, you're going to leave the TV, and you're going to go to gratitude training? How does that even come to be? As a parent, I'm thinking, you know, how do you get that to happen?
Cookies.
Well, I'd be lying if I said it was easy.
Well, nothing's easy, but you did something right.
Yeah, it's challenging.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, how did you approach the conversation with them?
Well, you know, to make it even more interesting, it was Chad's birthday. when he started the training.
Oh
So
my
of course
goodness.
Happy birthday.
The very first comment I got was, "You're going to make me do this on my birthday?"
There you go.
And that was that kind of set the. That's not what I want to create. That's not what I wanted to create. But I'll tell you the approach I took with my boys. Both my boys are athletes. They're lacrosse players, and they are very, very competitive in everything that they do. And I took the approach of mental toughness with them, and what stories do you tell yourself when you're on the field? Do you say, "I'm not big enough, I'm not strong enough, I'm not fast enough"? Do you say, "I'm not good enough"? Or even to the other extreme, do you walk around saying, "I'm the best, no one can beat me"? What kind of conversations do you have in your head? What kinds of egos do you see with the other players, with your teammates? Do you tear your other teammates down, or do you build them up? And I asked them those kinds of questions. And I also asked them one question, which really got them going, is I said, how much of the game is mental versus physical when you play lacrosse at the level of competition you guys play? And they both admitted that it was probably 80% mental. And I said, okay, well, how much time do you spend on mental preparation versus physical preparation? Because I see you lifting weights, I see you working out, I see you running, I see you hitting the wall, throwing. How much time do you spend on mental preparation? And they admitted 0. So I said, well, if the game's 80% mental and you're spending 0% on mental preparation, isn't that kind of out of bounds?
What a phenomenal approach. Freddie's shaking his head because you're a professional parent. I don't know what you do for your day job, but oh my goodness. Whatever you do, you've definitely hit the nail on the head.
That's an outstanding example of, when I had coaches, I had 8 coaches on my staff. And I wish I had known about this then. I mean, this is a while ago. But we used to do the same thing. You're only as good being a professional athlete as you are as a leader, because you got to take in the game all around you. That's a perfect approach. And I can see why the benefits of the program is all around you. I'm looking at it in here. I'm hearing it on the phone. I mean, 12-year-old, come on. Yeah, that's something.
So, and they went through the program, and how did they come out? What did they say?
Oh, I got a great story for you. So last night my wife asked my younger one to clean up the kitchen. And he looked at it and went, "Why do I always have to do that? Half this stuff isn't mine." Kind of went down the path, and my older son just looked at him and said, "Hey, nice victim story." And right away, it stopped my younger son in his tracks. He got a big smile on his face, and he was like, "Oh, I'm busted." And he just did it.
Oh, my gosh.
A new language for parents.
That is amazing. Dave, thank you so much for sitting and waiting and calling back and sharing your story.
Thanks, Dave. I love you.
You're welcome. Take care. Love you, too.
It's amazing. The stories continue, the testimonies continue, the effectiveness of it continues. Business owners, you got people flying in from all over the place. There's just no hiding from it.
We have Courtney on line 1. We need to take a commercial break, but when we come back, we've got from North Carolina down to Wilton Manors. Dave must be in North Carolina. The story of Nicholas, who doesn't even live in North Carolina, thought he was going to visit his cousin and got placed in gratitude training with Extreme Teen.
That's funny.
Fascinating. And you can't even make this stuff up because the gratitude just goes on and on. Give us a call, 800-889-0267, and we'll be right back.
I Come From Crazy, a moving memoir of self-healing and courage in which Tia Angelo shares her crazy journey of growing up in New York. I Come From Crazy is a journey of self-exploration with Tia's big Italian and incredibly dysfunctional family. Hungry for stability, Tia shows us how her desire for normalcy and happiness leads her to explore her inner conflict created by her family's past and ultimately finding her own rainbow in a life of storms. Don't miss out. Get your copy of I Come From Crazy on Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, or BalboaPress.com.
For over 35 years, Ruth and Norman Rails Jewish Family Services has been serving residents of Boca Raton, Delray Beach, and Highland Beach through their comprehensive range of programs and services for people of all ages and beliefs. Whether you need help with food, financial assistance, senior services for yourself or a loved one, affordable counseling and mental health service, career and employment services, or their Center for Families and Children, JFS is here for you. Please call JFS at 561-852-3333 or railsjfs.org. Call 561-852-3333. Sonia Hankin is the confidence expert and passionate guide to men and women who struggle with unworthiness, lack of confidence, and self-doubt. As a holistic psychotherapist and master integrative life coach, Sonia Hankin will help you unlock your confidence so you can make the changes you desire and feel good about yourself no matter what life throws at you. You can work with Sonia via phone, Skype, or in person. Contact Sonia at 954-214-8991. Enough is enough of not feeling good enough. If you want to find your voice and step into your power, call today for a free 30-minute session, 954-214-8991, or visit her at soniahankin.com. Welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe, where every day is a new adventure. If you'd like to join Dawn and Freddy S. at the cafe, give them a call at 1-800-889-0267, toll free. Come on in or call to share a thought for the day and get all the information you need to help your business grow. That's 1-800-889-0267. Let's reopen the cafe doors. Now back to Dawn and Freddy S.
And we're back. Welcome back to our second hour of our extended lunch at the Brooklyn Cafe. You can find us live streaming on Facebook and Periscope at the Brooklyn Cafe. Find us on YouTube at AMP2TV and give us a call. 800-889-0267 to join our hashtag Grata Tuesday. You know what, Freddie?
What?
We have a big event coming up September 14th.
What do you got?
Are you ready? Get ready to receive your positive wave of Sunny's light energy.
What a
Sunny Arfa. Sunny Arfa's in the house. You're invited to the biggest launch party of the year. Come feel the energizing vibration of increased happiness with Sunny Arfa of Feel Great Meditate as we bring you Elevate. This must-attend red carpet event is happening at the Heart of Delray Thursday, September 14th from 6 to 9 p.m. Visit us at Feel Great Meditate. You must RSVP.
You must.
You must.
That means
Reserve
you
your
better
VIP access at 1-855-FEEL-GREAT. That's 1-855-FEELGR-8.
Boy, I'm gonna tell you, you and me, we deliver stuff differently.
How about that?
That's pretty good. I would have said, listen, feel great, call this number right now.
There you
like
go.
Like a Crazy Eddie thing.
Do it, Crazy Eddie.
You remember Crazy Eddie?
Of course
Remember Crazy Eddie?
Crazy Eddie.
Fordham Road?
What should they do?
Call Feel Great right now.
Because why?
Because if you don't, you're going to have to deal with Three Finger Finale. That's why.
This is going to be a fantastic event with Sunny. She's from sunny South Florida. Feel Great Meditate.
I have never met a woman
who is always sunshine,
who is like the sunrise. This woman always smiles. I said to her, Sunny, are you on pills? And she said, why would you say that?
That's why
I
her
said,
name is
'Cause you always
Sunny.
smile."
As a matter of fact, that is not even her real name, but it should be her real name.
It should be. She is like a giant sunball. I mean, she's always
855
happy.
Feel Great. It's Thursday, September 14th from 6 to 9 at the Heart of Delray, which we do have a big announcement to make one of these soon days.
We shall.
You will
We shall.
see us there quite often at the Heart of Delray.
Yes.
Stephanie Hosey is helping her do her promotion, and if you want to get involved to be a vendor or sponsor of this event, it's meditation. It's going to be a huge red carpet event. We need to post the picture of the entrance to the gallery as well, which is phenomenal.
So this Sunny thing is at the Heart of Delray?
It is.
We got the first venue. We have actually a few venues lined up. We haven't spilled the beans on that yet.
I hear you.
But this is the first one coming up September 14th. You do not want to miss it.
I don't want the venue to overshadow us going to Boca, so I'm being patient on this.
Patience is a virtue.
Thinking. Good thinking on your part.
You see? There you go. Good thinking on my part. So Feel Great, don't be late. What's the number?
855-FEEL, FEELGR-8. How's that for marketing idea?
That's pretty good. Excellent. I like it.
All right, we've got Courtney on line 1. Hey, Courtney, how are you doing?
Hi there.
Thank you for giving us a call. Do you know Tamara
Hi.
or Chef Josie?
Yeah.
Is that
Hi, I'm sorry.
It's Courtney.
Courtney.
Courtney, not Courtney. Courtney.
Courtney, sorry.
Courtney.
Stretch out them.
Tell us about Courtney.
Stretch out them bowels.
Courtney is, I can't even, she is a big reason, like she's the one that kept pushing me, like, come on, we can do this, like, keep going, you know, you can do it, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, to now.
So,
and she's been like my right hand.
So Courtney is not a student.
Nope. She's my right hand.
What made you really have the vision of pushing this forward, Courtney?
Of pushing this forward, I knew that it's always been a big deal for Tam, and it's all about timing for everything, and it was just the right time for this launch to just take off, you know? We kind of been working on, you know, this business for a long time. Tamara has been in this business for years and just never have been to this point of, you know, our leadership program. Now, we have other programs in Extreme Team Leaders, but the Extreme Team Leader 360, this has always been a goal of hers to get to, but it just was not the right timing. And when we knew it was the right time, it was like, okay, let's push. It's time to get it out there. Let's stop being so in control, because that's a big thing for Tim.
How'd you know it was the right timing?
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I'm asking you and Tamara, how'd you know this was the right time?
Everything was just falling in place, you know?
Yeah.
And you
They're
know,
all
when
shaking
things
their
fall
heads. I
into
guess you all
place
know what that means.
Yeah, you just,
Right.
yeah, you just had to, you know, when you start moving forward, and it's really about
Yes,
getting
sir.
clear, right? Being a clear space for your vision to manifest, and like not focusing on like doing. Just really, I started being. I like shifted my whole beingness, and it was from staffing the gratitude trainings. I staffed for an entire year and a half straight. I didn't stop, and I still haven't stopped. But really, just in that beingness, it just has created my vision. It just keeps, you know, manifesting. Things just show up. I meet people. I'm here. You know, Joe's on. I mean, it just.
When that happens, when you start manifesting and things come to fruition, do you say, oh my gosh, how did that happen? Let me pinch myself. Or do you just come to expect it and you keep rolling?
Both. Both. I mean, I just sit there in awe. And I'm like, wow,
But
this is amazing.
I'm gonna tell you, I got a new Courtney. I got a new watch for you because the time is now. This is the time. What you've been doing is leading up to this time. What you are about to enter is going to be a whole different dimension. So that was a good warm up. Now we're ready to get in the game. We're going to pitch at the major leagues. Is really what's going on around you. You've surrounded yourself with a team, and now you next level. I'm gonna call it. We're gonna be on TV in less than a year. You watch. You mark my words. We're gonna be on TV in less than a year.
Declare it.
Let's declare it a little bit better. We're going to be on TV for spreading our message. We don't want to be on TV for anything bad. We want to be on TV for a positive message.
Get clear.
We must be clear.
Well, all that will happen, but the bottom line.
Yeah, you don't want to be on Cops or anything.
I may be on Cops, but I won't be on the other side of the Cops. But the bottom line is this: we got here to iHeart with no dream, just an idea, right? And we went from nothing to 5 days to twice a day, and now we're gonna be moving up. So the time is now. You know, like you flew in. I'm gonna tell you, it takes a lot to impress me, but I is very impressed with you, young lady, because the bottom line is that you're not a sayer, you're a doer, and when you surround yourself with doers, good things happen. Good things happen.
Incredible team. For that, I pinch myself.
But you are the leader of their team. So you walk the walk, you talk the talk, and they follow you.
Let me ask you, what are you going to California for?
My day job.
And she works. She's like an annuity this lady.
I'm director of business development for a corporation called Conduit Incorporated. It used to be Xerox, but we split off into two corporations. And through there, I work with teams all over the place to develop IT solutions. We do toll gantries. We do.
No big deal.
We do, like studios like this. We do IT outfits for state and local government, and so that's my day job. And I actually coach executives to present.
Jeez.
And I'm going out there this week to work with a group to prepare for an RFP that's coming out.
I like your job.
I love my job.
You know, this is what I'm gonna miss. I'm gonna miss you guys so much. I'm gonna start crying.
We ain't going nowhere.
But
You think
stuck
I'm gonna
here.
let you go after all this? You out of your mind. You,
You know
you
what?
sit over there. You worry about all that. I ain't gonna let you go.
Listen to me.
Then you listen to me.
The rest of these people out here are
It doesn't
not like
matter
you.
what
They're not
happens
like
outside
you.
that door.
And I feel like I gotta keep you guys secret because it's like blah
So
blah blah.
I'm gonna tell you,
like,
honey, you can't keep me a secret.
A secret. There's no secrets here.
You can't
We
keep
are-
me a secret.
Willy Wonka.
Abundance. No
It's
scarcity.
all about abundance. Really, who sits with this set?
Right?
It makes no
But,
difference
I mean,
what
but
anybody thinks of you.
Do you
Think
know
of what you think
do
of
you
yourself.
know what I'm saying? Is that
I don't know.
they can think whatever they want goes on in here. That we're like, ooh, we're nuts, right? But I know what goes on in here, and I can tell you, you guys both have changed my life incredibly.
Thank you.
You have no idea.
I appreciate that, but we ain't done yet. So stop putting sand on me or dirt or whatever you want to call it. We
I'm
ain't
not.
done.
Stop that.
Be nice.
We ain't done.
Be nice. I just had a
They're
moment.
throwing ducks at me.
That would be a pink flamingo.
A pink flamingo. You know what? Never look and say goodbye. Never say it's over because there's always a new door that opens and more opportunities come. You just got to see them.
Every window and door is a new opportunity. We work with people local that can't find the time to come to West Palm. This lady who sits here from Extreme Teen Leaders spoke to us, got on an airplane from
And she's
North
here.
Carolina, and is here. Ubered
With her
here.
suitcases.
With her suitcase. So you know what? When you want to do something, when you want to manifest and make something work,
Oh yeah.
you do it.
Go for it.
You have to go for it.
Like go for it.
Thanks, Courtney.
Courtney.
Courtney, I don't even know if she's still on the line.
You're so welcome. Yes.
I love
Thank
you,
you.
girl. I'll see you soon.
Love
Now,
you,
let's-
Sam.
I'd like to talk about Bubbles and Pearls
That's
because
what I
that
wanna get to.
name is unforgettable.
Maria, where'd you come up with that?
Oh yeah, talk about manifestation, but it's like I've taken the woo-woo out of this work, right? For me, I have a great teacher, Barry Moore, and Barry, like he was my part 1 trainer, and he always like says, yeah, of course, man, Barry, God, and he's like a real dude, and for me, I need like a realness, in the whole existential experience. I need to understand it from a real human to human kind of thing. And he landed for me one day. It's like this like woo-woo thing. And a lot of the people that I surround myself with, like family in Puerto Rican, Italian, and Filipino, who lived in New York for a long time. So
What
I
part of New
appreciate
York?
you guys. Brooklyn. Yeah, man,
It's a
I love
giant
this.
circle.
I love it. And so I have this sort of way of being that you gotta bring it down to the ground level for me. And he said, like, the manifestation, great. It's about also being awake and being present enough to see what's going on in your life. Before I did the training, I thought I was present, but really I was kind of like floating around from the top, looking down, making my judgments, not only on myself, but on everyone around me. Not only was I, kind of like experiencing life from over here, I wasn't like in the ground here, like wanting to actually connect. And that comes back to like an unworthiness conversation. Like I was thinking it would not, like, I wasn't worthy of your friendship. I wasn't worthy of your support. I wasn't worthy of your love or anything else in that matter. And now I'm super worthy, just so we know that, okay? I didn't want to put that out there. Super worthy. And
Now, wait a minute. You became super worthy after the training?
well, super clear about my worthiness.
Yeah, because I get a feel from you that you've always been on point. You just haven't heard the music, but you've been on point.
Yeah, I was like moving. I was on that hamster wheel.
Okay.
You get what I mean?
I
I
hear
was
you.
moving, always moving. Big ideas could really enroll an entire community to do really anything that I put my mind to, but without like the heart part of it being there, it was more like a concept, right? And I always like to say that it's like this conceptual thing, but now it's like I'm really present. Sometimes I don't like being so connected to the ground. I'm going to be honest with you. You know, it was like a lot of fun zooming over and flying over and experiencing life in that way. But it's really lonely up there. You know what I mean? It's really lonely when you're disconnected. And now I'm like surrounded by, you talk about teams, so much love, so much support. I have a fiance now. I mean, we're, you know, it's like I didn't ever think I would be engaged in my life. Like marriage was not an option for me. You know, it's like no way.
But you talk about being connected.
Yeah.
And I think, again, back to the kids.
Yeah.
It's and what Freddie and I do. This is what we do all day long, but it's about making relationships and making the connections and talking to people. And thank goodness for smartphones, because I am on it all the time, and you're on it even more than I am. How do you connect now the teens to get them connected? Because often I feel they're so on their phones. They're not doing these face-to-face connections, which I feel is so important.
Yeah, I'll say two things. The teens of today, they connect differently than we did. Like my son plays video games. We play video games by ourselves or with someone beside us. He plays video games with people all over the world. You know what I mean? So they have a different way of connecting, and I had to really step back and appreciate that, right? Because wow, how bold is that to connect with kids from like all over the world, you know? And yeah, there's some safety, you know, and some teaching that you have to instill in them to do that. But, I mean, he's connecting with all of his friends. He understands, you know, how he gets to be safe, too. And they connect face to face.
And I look at the connection you have here. You've never met each other, but yet you both went through training.
We're the community. The community is amazing.
Yeah.
And I know when Jo was here, she said, "Oh my goodness, Chef Josie, you have to hear how she went from gratitude training to opening Bubbles and Pearls."
Yeah.
But wait a minute, I want to hear about Bubbles and Pearls. I
So
want
I
to
want to
hear.
know why she opened Bubbles and Pearls.
You have me on pins and needles here.
You know what? I'm going to keep you on pins and
knew you
needles
were gonna do
again
this
because
to
we're
me.
going to go to
I
commercial
knew
break.
you were gonna do that
I got
to me.
something to add.
I knew it.
I want to hear about the ink. You gotta ask about the ink, because she's got amazing ink on that arm there.
When we come back from break, we're going to talk about Bubbles and Pearls.
Now we're
and
gonna
the
only
ink.
have 20 minutes when we come back, so we gonna go through the ink real fast because I need to hear about
Bubbles and Pearls.
That's right.
Bubbles and Pearls.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
South Florida's only portrait photographer with a 3-point guarantee. Graciela Valdez Fine Photography guarantees you will love the images, product, and experience. You deserve a glamorous photographic experience, whether it's in the boudoir, family portraits, or business headshots to distinguish your brand. Explore your inner beauty. Own it, rock it, have it all. To schedule your initial consultation, contact Graciela Valdez at 954-970-7576 or online visit GracielaValdez.com. The experience you deserve. That's 954-790-7576. Rochelle Schwartz is a certified emotional relationship coach who's been trained and certified by the world-renowned Ford Institute and has been facilitating coaching workshops for 17 years. She specifically works with women in their 50s and beyond who are ready for radical self-care, powerful and loving relationships, including relationships with themselves and others. Certified in healing your heart, future-focused, courage, blueprint, and best year of your life. An integrative leader, Rochelle has also been featured on The Oprah Winfrey Show and in numerous magazines, newspapers, and other local TV shows. You'll walk away with more happiness, freedom, and love. Rochelle is your secret agent of change. Contact her directly at CoachRochelle@Comcast.net or online at www.RochelleSchwartz.com. Or you can call her at 954-464-7017. That's 954-464-7017. A winner of Food Network's Cake Wars, J&D Cakes creates memorable, delicious, beautiful masterpiece cakes to commemorate your momentous event. The cutest bake shop in Boca Raton, J&D Cakes is known for their attention to detail, their creativity, and their homemade taste. From wedding and birthday cakes to character cakes and dessert tables, J&D Cakes can fulfill all of your dessert needs for any occasion. Contact J&D Cakes at 561-569-1860 for your special occasion, kids summer camp, and cake decorating classes. Find them online at jdcakesonline.com. Welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe, where every day is a new adventure. If you'd like to join Dawn and Freddie S. at the cafe, give them a call at 1-800-889-0267, toll free. Come on in or call to share a thought for the day and get all the information you need to help your business grow. That's 1-800-889-0267. Let's reopen the cafe doors. Now back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we're back. Welcome back to the Brooklyn Cafe on our extended lunch of #Gratitude Tuesday. We've got gratitude training. We've got Bubbles and Pearls and Tamara Barber with us from Extreme Teen Leaders. Want to give a shout out to Tia Angelo. I come from crazy. Every time I read this book, I keep thinking more and more about my life. No, I have not finished it. I'm halfway through. I know. So last night I'm reading the part about what her mother used to serve. Now we all know about Grandma Vodka. That would be my mother, and we call her Grandma Vodka. Tia talks about her mom and her level of fun and function, and her mom used to serve, if you all remember, ring dings. Oh my gosh, my house, we had ring dings. We had all of that, and we called my mom also Mrs. Flax because everything she served had a toothpick in it. So we were the house of Grandma Vodka, ring dings, and hors d'oeuvres. So every time I read another chapter of Tia's book, and she's talking about all these moms that would make all these fabulous dinners and all this thing, maybe that's why I eat so well. But you know what? We all have fun. It's all our own level of function, of how we function. I don't think it's dysfunction. I think it's how we all function. So take a look at this book. You can find it on BarnesandNoble.com. You can also find it on Amazon.com. Tia Angelo, I Come From Crazy, true memoirs of her life.
And I'm going to tell you, I spoke to my sister about this book yesterday. And because I haven't read it, I had to sort of ad-lib through it. And I said to her, you know, we should have written a book growing up in the Bronx.
You still can.
We should, because I'm pretty sure that this book portrays a lot of the stuff.
Every chapter is another place where she lived. So not everything is going to be like everyone else's life. But you certainly pick out some nuggets of wisdom and say, you know what? I really don't think it's dysfunction. It's just your level of function.
It's fun. It's the fun and dysfunctional. Now, she talks about every place she's lived. Jesus, I could do a book on 16 chapters.
Well, that's about what her book is. Every book is another chapter of where she lives.
Wow.
Yep. Amazing, right?
When you grew up in New York in the Bronx.
17 chapters. You know what the last one is? Home at Last.
Can you hurry up and read that?
I will read it.
I mean,
I got lots of reading to do.
I may have to do a Bronx on you. Take the book.
I got lots of reading to do. All right, we only have a few more minutes,
Yes,
but I
let's
want
get
to get
into
to
this.
Bubbles and Pearls.
Yes.
Tell us about Bubbles and Pearls.
All right, well, so Bubbles and Pearls is a champagne raw bar down in Wilton Manors.
Now, is that a thing? Champagne raw bar? Is that something?
It is now.
Or is
Yeah,
that something
exactly.
That you made up?
Well, yeah, I mean, those are
'Cause I
just
never
two
heard
things
that.
that I love.
Okay.
I love champagne. I love oysters. And the neighborhood where I live didn't have any of the above to offer. And so I said, well, let me go ahead by process of elimination. We have enough pizza in the neighborhood. We have enough sushi. We have enough burgers and chicken wings. Okay, well, what else does the neighborhood not have? What could it use? I knew this was a risk. But I can be risky at times. And, you know, if you're unwilling to risk it, then you're unwilling to, like, you know, grow,
And
right?
what was the response?
Well, initially, we did some, like, I would say, like, neighborhood research, and they were like, oh, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. And I said, okay, well, whatever. We're still going to do it.
She's kind of like us. That's not going to work. We're going to do it anyway.
Okay, great. Well, I'll find that out. And now, you know, we're 1 year strong. We've had some really great reviews, 3.5 stars from the Sun Sentinel. We continue to be written up. We had the cover of Palette Magazine in July. We just got a write-up now in Fort Lauderdale Magazine. You know, there's just a lot of, like, warm reception from the neighborhood. Everyone, the locals, they come in and they say, thank you so much for coming into the neighborhood.
And what's on the menu?
Oh, well, so it's basically a lot of foods that I love to eat.
Okay.
That was the inspiration. I can really do anything, but this particular concept is it starts with oysters and champagne. It's about celebration, about celebrating life, indulging in life, in all things decadent and delicious.
Is there chocolate?
We do have chocolate
I'm
on the
done.
menu now.
Champagne, oysters, and chocolate. I'm done. Good to go.
Wait a minute. I want to see.
You want to come? You wanna
Hold
come
on
to-
a second. I want to see what the great things in life are. I can't get it out. It's like this is thinking back.
Yeah. So, this is a chef-driven restaurant. I really rely on the seasons to kind of dictate and inspire where I'm going with it. Like I said, I put together a menu of a bunch of items that, like I said, I can't find
Is it all seafood?
We start with small bites. Everything is set up so
Small
you can.
plates?
It's not small plates. I really despise that whole.
Thank you.
All right, it's not a small plate restaurant. There are small plates on the on the menu, but it's great for sharing, or you can come in and have your own experience.
Is it all seafood?
No. So it's a mix of, actually there's not as much seafood as everyone thinks. I mean, the oysters are the oysters, right? But the
is it a steakhouse?
Well, we have something called the off the chain ribeye. It's a 16 ounce.
That's what I want.
That's what I want.
I'm there.
We have a 16 ounce ribeye that is cooked sous vide and then seared to perfection, served currently with like a cauliflower puree and wilted watercress.
Over there.
Oh yeah, we got ceviche.
You got some ceviche. You have surf and turf to go with that. Too?
Yeah, so my surf and turf right now is actually
He's
uni.
hungry. Look, he's like, yeah.
So I have some uni in from Hawaii, and on the weekends I bring it in as a surf and turf. So I prepare it as an appetizer or sea urchin. For those of you guys who are not
all right,
familiar
that's a
with
little
uni.
bit of Hawaii. Delicious.
And we take that and put it on the steak. It is like the most decadent thing you've ever tasted in your life.
Wow.
And then we'll sprinkle just a little Maldon sea salt. So, a little sea salt, flaky sea salt is delicious. But, you can come in, you can have your own
How
experience.
many people can you hold?
45 seated, like 70 if we're having a party.
Do you take reservations?
Yes, we take reservations. We're also available through Open Table now, so you can make reservations that way. I highly recommend you make reservations, especially if you're coming from a distance. Because
like North Carolina.
She's either staying or she's coming back.
I'm coming back.
Well, when you come back, I want to put this together. I'd love to do the cafe down at your place.
Oh, please, let's do it.
I think we can have a ball with that
I'm
and
so
put
there.
it together. Right?
I'm so there.
Oh,
And
that
you're gonna
brings
be
her
there.
with us.
And you're gonna come down. I got a job for you now on remotes, by the way.
Good. Listen, I got 3 words for this chick. Larger than life. You are larger than life.
Oh, and not to Miss Carol's question, she wants to explain your ink.
Oh, yeah. So this is just simply my tools. If you drop me in on an island, these are my essential tools. I will cook. I will survive. I will do everything I need. I'll build a house, a boat. I'll cook for myself.
Is that a fork, a spoon, and a knife?
I love her.
A spatula.
So this is my spatula. It's an offset spatula. This is my sauce spoon, and this is my Mac Mighty. It's my utility knife that I take everywhere with me.
That's awesome.
So, and then the good egg. It has a little crack in it. But I got this at one point before gratitude training that it was a reminder that, Josie, you're a good egg, man. You're a good egg.
We all have a little crack in us, but we're still good eggs.
Yeah, we're good eggs, We're whole, perfect, and complete.
Yeah. But Josie, you are the chef at the restaurant. Are there other chefs, or do
I
you
have a
work
sous
certain
chef.
nights? You do.
Yeah. Right now we're about to expand. I'm saying, this is like crazy, okay? I have lived my entire, I'm 42. Did I just say that out loud? I did. Okay, so 42 years old. And my entire life, I've done like so much in my life. And
I thought she was like 24.
I know,
That's what we say about you.
Aw,
Yeah,
I'm older than you. Way older.
I'm older than
Really?
Ollie is.
I'm older than
way.
everybody here.
That's true.
Got everybody here beat.
But like this journey has been long, and before gratitude, it was just kind of like I said, this hamster on a wheel, and now my life has like shifted in such a way that like I'm about to expand my business. So before I have a binder this big of 10 restaurant concepts, but this concept that I opened didn't even have a business plan. It was a space, okay? And until I was ready to see the space and step into it,
You made it happen.
She sounds like us.
It's really funny. A lot of people in my life always say you fly by the seat of your pants.
We
And
do.
I say no, I don't. Everything I do has a reason. And if you're looking for the reason, you're going to be looking a long time.
But we have nothing in writing.
We
Our
have
business
nothing.
plan is up here,
I
and it
say-
changes every day.
I'm gonna jump out the plane and create the parachute on the way down.
I'm gonna quote Dawn. I have an idea.
I have an idea.
Chef Josie needs her own show.
Oh.
Needs her own show, man.
Did I put that in your head? No, what I like to do, you know what I would like to do with Chef Josie? I would like to incubate new ideas for new businesses at her restaurant.
You know what? You and I really need to talk
Yeah,
about
I
that.
know, because that's the feel I'm getting. You have brought inspiration, and you will help others inspire them, because you are the perfect example of what growth comes from within. And from your restaurant, we can launch anybody's dream.
What would you take on a desert island?
Me?
What would your tools be? Because I'm thinking of her tools. Mine would so not be that.
On the desert island? First thing I would do is find a place to pray, because it don't matter what you take. It matters what there is. After that, whatever it takes to survive.
Tamara, what would you bring to a desert island?
I would have that knife right there, so I could get food and whatever else I had to create.
Carol?
A lifetime supply of batteries for my radio, because I would need a radio. So, a
How
tweezer.
do you get that?
Some
A tweezer.
A tweezer?
Some tweezers and something sharp. So there you have it.
What, you're going to shave?
That's all you need. I'm telling you, all you need is something sharp. and you
Right?
can
I would have to be
survive.
plucking the
I need a tweezer and I need
looking real
concealer.
good right
You know, forget the tools. I was
Oh,
thinking about that
baby.
today. I need a tweezer and a concealer.
Well, why don't you ask for a bar of soap
Oh,
while you're at it?
art supplies. I would have art supplies with me all day.
It's like Gilligan's Island.
I would have a plane or a boat so I can get off the stupid island. I mean, if you're going to have batteries.
We so digress. How can we find Bubbles and Pearls? Where are you located?
So we're located at 2037 Wilton Drive, and you can also find us on the web, www.bubbles.pearls.com. Don't ask me, I don't want to go there. But so Bubbles and Pearls. You can also find us on Facebook and Instagram, the same thing, Bubbles and Pearls. And then you can always just follow me, and then you can at Chef Josie, and that's everywhere. So
I love it.
What I find so fascinating is the gratitude training. It's not all about when you sit in yoga or meditation and say thank you. It's about gratitude. It's about taking your training and changing your thought process and bringing it to life.
Bringing it forward.
And bringing it forward.
your
And
vision,
and continuing your life. You're not having life. You're not sitting in your room in your bed meditating. You are taking what you've learned in your skills and saying, I'm going to make something happen.
Absolutely.
But often people say, I'm going to think it, but God has not dropped it down from the sky for me.
Right.
But there are actions to make these things happen.
And the more no's you get, the more yeses you do, which is an amazing accomplishment for you ladies.
Thank you.
And taking it to the kids, oh my gosh.
That's just the cherry on top of the cake.
And how Dave brought that to his children. I don't know what he does in his day job, but I'm
He's an
telling you,
engineer.
he's an engineer.
Yep.
But his thought process and how he is a full-time dad, and he is present, as you said, to be present. And what he came up with, the mental clarity on what you do, and how you keep your head in the game. I mean, that's such a you thing over there.
Well, it's part of, and it's really funny. We put these shows together. We don't know what's going to happen. It's like when you open up your place and you got the review, I don't like it, all that stuff. 3D learning is part of this. You were having a rotten day before you started. You remember that?
I told
That's
you.
all gone, right? All gone.
All gone. And
It's all melted.
I don't want them to leave.
They can stay.
But that's the name of the game, is that when you are around positive energy, you don't want it to leave. You don't want it to end. But then you got to keep this party going. That's all. We just got to go up to you. We got to go down to you. We got to just keep doing what we do. Right?
That's why we've got travel. How can people find Extreme Teen Leaders?
You can go to extremeteenleaders.com. We're on Facebook. You can go to XTL Community if you have a teen. XTL 360 Community on Facebook if you have a teen and you want to get notified of all of our stuff. And then you can reach us by phone. And boy, if I could remember that number.
This is a
Check
story
our
that
website.
this is a show and a story that must continue. We cannot end it with this. So
Well,
gratitude
doesn't it?
training will continue.
Yeah.
Extreme Teen Leaders, you'll see more.
Well, we
Tamara
have some
Barber,
other
you'll
stuff coming
we've
from
got a lot.
gratitude training, or some
got
other
a lot.
dealings that we got cooking.
Literally cooking. We're going to be hitting Bubbles and
Amazing.
Pearls.
We're going to hit down Bubbles and Pearls. We're going to do some format down there. I got to tell you, the scary part about this is the potential of growth. and the moving in a certain direction, and you become overwhelmed with the feeling that you feel.
You know what I told you yesterday? I want to fly.
So there.
Well, you must be flying now, because I'm gonna tell you something. I mean, it is a fantastic venue and adventure lay in front of you, and it's you know, the time is now. Now that all of this has come together, and with Token Joe again, I appreciate.
He calls her Token Joe.
I do.
It's
Because
a gratitude token.
she gave out some tokens on the set here. She really, I mean, she shut me up. I could not do enough for that lady. Whatever she needs, she has in my book. And you two ladies, listen, welcome to the family. This is a home. It won't be here. It'll be another place, but welcome to the family.
A house is just a house, but a home is a home, and welcome to our family.
That's right.
Carol, thank you. Tamara,
so
Chef
much.
Josie, Freddie, all of our Collins. Oh my goodness, Joe, we missed you today, but we'll catch up with you soon. Be kind to each other, everyone. Have a Gratitude Tuesday. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place. And
don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's about it for today, and even though the show is over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day, Monday through Friday at 12 noon. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring you more goodwill next time. Although today's show was live, you can follow the cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe to rewatch every minute of the show.